Okay, well, welcome back, everybody. It's Catfish Tyler, and I am up streaming live again. Finally got hooked it up. Had to call my internet supplier. Man, we were just having so much troubles here. Rebooting, restarting, redoing, regoing. Folks, I want to thank you for being here, putting up with this crazy problems we're having with connections here. But I am back, doggone it, and I'm here to tell you we are seeing the run I thought would be happening on this stock. It is happening now. It has begun at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Officially, the run has begun that I've been talking about, and it happened starting at $7.89, which was amazingly 32.5% down, very equal to the last run down on May the 15th. That's right, folks. It went down 31% on May the 15th. Well, actually, that wasn't the biggest drop. It had fallen from May the 1st to the 15th, 31%. Right? And there's some playing in between there that went on. Hey, thank you for being here. Hopefully you can see what I'm trying to show you, folks. I appreciate your diligence for those that keep coming back here to check me out, even though I'm having troubles getting the heck on here, making sure we're up and running and looks good right now for a very good afternoon run, right? Cha-ching. And thank you for being here with me as we watch this propel on highward with very little resistance because, folks, quite frankly, there's just very few, in my opinion, left that hold this stock for more than it is here. So that makes it easier for upwards momentum moves because a lot of folks got scared out. The streaming looks healthy, it says. Analytics are good. Stream health is good. Analytics right here. Want to thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. Catfish floats back to the surface and hopefully stays there or stays here, folks. We don't know. We don't know for sure. We don't know exactly what's going on and why we're getting all these disconnections. But it sure is troublesome to have to keep rebooting, restarting to get everything back up and running again. My phone had even gone out. Everything while we rise, folks. All rise for SOFI. Afternoon, I've been writing down where we were in price. I'd like to know at 140. These were the volumes at 2 p.m., 316, 302. But, folks, 829 and let's see, 830 now. We're going to put down the volume here at 141, 8:30 at, we'll just say 2 p.m. because that's what we've been doing before. We have been at 12,506 back on the 17th, 13,728 the next day. And now where are we? Well, yesterday we were at 20,692, and today we're at 18,137. And by the way, that 20,692 was at 3 o'clock yesterday. So we're already pressuring that. 18,138. There we go. Keeping track of it every day. The lunchtime lows, the volume. Today's lunchtime low, folks, 15 cents higher than yesterday's lunchtime low. Right? Right, I think it might even be more. Let's see, 844 to 864 is 20, and then 869, I'm sorry, 25% higher. Up 25 cents. Not 25%, up 25%. 25. Nice. And on the 28th, we saw a raise of 17%. All right? Just making sure you're following along with me, folks. How we're starting to see these growing each day, getting bigger. I told you the momentum would start coming in. The volume would start to be picking up. The price would carry along with it. And slowly but surely, here it is, whittling its way back up over 9 very quickly, by the way, because the closer, as I've already told you, it gets towards 9, then they'll really start to get on their wagons to get out. They'll be buying their way out in big numbers, and you're going to see the volume jump on that too as they try to get out. You're going to see it all unfold, folks, because it's the tradition and the pattern of it. It's the tradition and the pattern of it. right? Man, oh man, oh man. Woo, am I right there? There's the lunchtime low, 869. I got it pegged it right there. Congratulations to any buyers right there. Lunchtime low, 869. 25 cents higher than yesterday's low. And look at it now, folks, just going right on up. 874.5. Now watch the volume. Watch the size of the buys. I want to thank you all for who are as steadfast and committed as me to come on back over here while I get hooked back up to this live stream. And don't expect it to stay up all the time because, folks, we've got a lot of repairs being done around in this area for all the power lines. I've said this over and over. And so the signal, they're still having trouble with keeping it steady to me. I get these drop-offs and then it's right back on. It's just really hard to deal with, but I'm dealing with it, dadgummit, as I watch. And it makes it a lot easier to deal with when every time I come back on, it's 5 cents higher. And that's what's happening right here since the last time I was down and where we are now. Look at that springboard that I called for, by the way. Didn't I call this, everybody? Want to thank you for being here with me. Thank you so much for being here while we look at this escalate, all right? And it's going to keep climbing, folks, I'm telling you. And I apologize for this delay, but I disconnected this. And part of the problem, I think, might have been I just got too many windows going across here. We have a lot of people that are suggesting stocks for me to get into. And I start loading up, all these windows up here. You got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 windows up watching all these stocks. And by doing so, obviously each one of them is trying to feed me a bunch of advertisements and all kinds of things going on here. And so it creates a bad scene for where we are. Thank you for another one that just joined back in with me. If you want to say hi, let me know who you are, that you're here. I appreciate it. And again, I apologize for the down time. I really do. But there's nothing I can do about it right now. This weather and the repairs that are being done all around. We see electric trucks everywhere. We see cable trucks. We see everybody out, all the repair folks. And so this is going to get better, or I'll be getting someone else to rely on from my internet, because this is horrible right now. The company is WOW, and right now I'm saying, wow, the internet's connected. That's about the best of it. Wow, I got signal. Wow, I can communicate with the outside world and tell them all about this great SoFi stock. Wow, but then again, it's more like, wow, we're down again. Dang. Wow, we got cut off again. Wow, totally lost signal. Maybe they don't like the fact that I'm streaming for such long periods. The DD Files, thank you for being here. All right. Yeah, I see you dropping in on me this afternoon, and what a day. How do you like this SoFi? Just right on up. Hey, here we go. Hey, DD. What's up? SoFi, right? Yeah. Yes, indeed. I called it. I told people this was all going to turn and run, right? So thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting, letting me know that you're here with me. Thank you for sharing and liking my videos. Thank you for your subscriptions. And look at this thing starting to explode to the upside now, 18,292. Let's go look at what yesterday's volume was on it. And then we're also going to get in here on this technical chart. We want to get in to see who's piling in here and what the size of volume they're coming in with on this one-day chart. And folks, do you see this line that I put onto this screen? Oh my God, it just rode right along there and went right on off of it too. That was it, folks. That was the end. That was your chance. If you were shorting this stock, you should have got out, because now you can absolutely see here as we pan in on this close. Look at that blue 45 just crossing the gold 50-day. And if you don't know what happened the last time that happened, look back here, right here. Look right here and look where the price was, folks, 864. And now we're building right here the same pattern at 872, 873. The exact same pattern is replicating itself. And folks, from this price, 865 even, we saw it happen. And so this is a very, very, very strong signal for us right here, folks. I'm telling you now that seeing this gapping away, look at the mouth on this fish getting bigger, folks. It's swallowing. It's swallowing all of it. Every dump attempt is being swallowed up. Look at these red candlesticks here. Right here you see 39,000 shares. Here you see 40,000. Coincidentally, they're just almost identical amounts of dumps. And look at the price continuing to pop. And look at this mouth opening bigger and bigger. And I'm going to show you it better on the 3-month. Look at it here. Look at the mouth growing on it. Look at the pops coming in here. Look at these greens, folks. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 to 2 right here. You got a 2-to-1 outcome here of days going up versus down. And I've called this, folks. It's going to be happening, and it's going to continue to happen. It's not a surprise to me, and it shouldn't be a surprise to you if you've been here on my channel. I've told you what we were going to see. Steady gains from that low of 789, just as history has repeated it over and over and over and over again. So I want to thank you for being here. I mathematically wrote up these numbers here of the price from the first earnings call. And folks, it just gets more and more amazing as you look at it. This should be my primary page here. From this date right over here, folks, the November 30th call last year on the 2022 November 30th, the day before that, the price right here I have down for everybody, it shows it, the price was $5.44. And folks, if you could have bought every low, went long, sold on the high of that high day days later, then shorted it, then it went back down, and then you went long again, and then 6 days later it was back up 30%, and you kept doing that, you would have, if you started with just 500 shares at $5.44, that would have cost you $544. And since November 1st, in 10 months, folks, you would have made $20,000 plus. You would have gained $19,500. That's what this shows you right here on the back of this. I took the time to do it all mathematically. Starting with 500 shares at $5.44 would have been $544. Wow. And it's up over $20,000 off of that $544 investment if you had gotten every high and every low. Now, people don't do that, obviously, but I just decided to do it just for kicks and see how much someone would have profited if they could have caught every low and every high. And many of those lows and highs occurred over just like 2 days, and then 4 days, 6 days, 9 days. I saw that several times. 30% swings, folks. This is where we're at with SoFi, and this is the beginning of a very big move to the upside is my call. It's starting to come unleashed on them, and you can see it today. There was great support today at a much higher number, and this is going to continue, I believe. I could be wrong. I'm not a financial advisor, but many of you who've been here with me through thick and thin know what I've been calling for and what I thought was going to happen, and it is happening now. So let me get this down here where I can get my screen up where I'm supposed to be looking at this one. I got to get my picture back up over here, live stream on this page. Boom. There we go. And thank you for your patience while we have these turnaround. It's short position, 12% on SoFi. Where do you look? By the way, I picked this up, and Michael G, thank you. I got you. All right, I'm with you. Michael G, hello. Do we think this is the new neighborhood for SoFi going out, or will they take it down again? That's a very good question, Michael G, but what I see is this thing climbing because it's in the trench already. They hit the trench at 789 about 8 days ago, and now we're going to see from that figure, my call is, based on these swings that we've been seeing repeatedly since back in November 1st, these 30% and 24% swings that have happened over and over and over and over on this stock. I show you these swings. Folks, check this out. On 10/31 last year, that would have been October 31st, the price was $5.44. And if you had bought 500 shares of it at $5.44, or what would have been 100 shares at $5.44 would have cost you $544, right? But the next day they came out with earnings and they went to $6.47. You would have made 15.9% if you sold at that figure, up $1.03. And from that number, if you would have waited 8 days, it had dropped $1.53, 23%. From that number, it went up, and only from the 11.9 to 11.15, 6 days, from $4.94 to $6.13. And that's a 19% gain. From $6.13, it took from $11.15 to $12.7, so 3 weeks, back down to 424, you would have made $1.89 gain. If you shorted from 613, you'd have made 30% plus there. On the next move from that 12.7, it went up to February 2nd to 8.24, up $4, a 48% gain. Folks, this is the way this thing has been trading and swinging. And folks, the average percent gain, looking over all these, and I'm not even done. There were bigger swings than that. From 8.24 from February the 2nd, it went down in just a month and a half to April the 26th. It took only that time to go from 8.24 down 31% to 5.66. Then after that came the earnings call on May the 1st. The price went up to 6.54, a 13% gain, to be attacked by 360 million shares over the next 4 days, which knocked the price from 6.54 down to 4.59, a 29.8% gain for the shorters. And from 4.59 on 5.4, 6 days later, it was 5.60, up 18%. You following me? From 5.60, if you had shorted it, it went down to 4.45 on David Chia Pansy Day, and that was a $1.15 drop, 20% gain. And by the way, if you've been making all these highs and lows, by this point, you would have made 251%. All right? And it gets even better, because from the 445, guess what it did within 1 month? From April 15th, 445, it went to 1023. Its biggest gain, $5.78, up, folks, 56.5%. And by then, if you had started from day one, you'd be up 307% plus. So are you starting to see how this works out? IEP, yes, okay, yep. Thank you for coming back. Turn around, short position, 12% on SoFi. Where do you look? I don't look that up. I know there's a guy that's on YouTube called Hurricane Lopez, and I think he uses Ortex, I believe, Ortex. I've seen. I think he has app.ortex on. When I looked at his web address that he was pulling that up on. Let's just go see if we can find it here. Turn around. I appreciate you asking. Just give me a second and see if it is. App.org. Hey, look at that. There it is. Huh. It actually auto-filled it, and bam, I'm on it. Now they want me to sign in or sign in with Google. Okay, boom, I can do this. Hold on. I'm going to try to move this screen over here, boom, to this one, and I can sign in here, boom, like this. Maybe. Yep, let's try it, and then we might be all right. Look at this, I'm in. Oh my gosh, and let's go up here and search. It says search stocks. So I go up here to the left, I put in SoFi, S-O-F-I. Ooh, learning something new. Thanks for asking that question. SoFi Technologies, bam, I'm on it. Okay, now we got overview. Shares outstanding, 950. Free float is 84.84%. We're trying to get over here to where I can see shorts. There it is, bam. Oh my gosh, folks, hold on here with me. Here we are. I'm going to pull this back over to you. Look here with me. All right, well, we'll all go look together. Or a short interest data. What makes short interest data stand out? Let's explore the data and how this can value you. I don't really want to do that, so let's just get rid of that. All right, and maybe this won't be shown to us. Looks like this might be something you have to, but maybe not. Maybe not. We're looking here. Boy, look at the RSI, how low this is right now. Plenty of upside room, honey, folks. Honey, I don't know who I'm talking to, honey. Sorry, guys. I haven't had any Bud Light over here. Trust me. No. Daily short interest. Access to some data is restricted for this account tier. Full data, including history older than 9 months and most up-to-date information, is only available with an Ortex Advanced subscription. But this is where he's getting his short percentage from, and unfortunately, I can't follow it. But you can see right now. Hopefully, that helps you out. Yep, there you go. Turn around. But that's where he's pulling it from. Danny Deals. He's on YouTube called Hurricane Lopez. Check him out. He'll show you each day the short interest. And it's been going down. And so there you go. Unfortunately, I can't pull it up for you. I wish I could. I really could. Let's go to analysis, though, on it. We might as well use this for analysis. See what's happening. 4 hold, 6 buy. 8 hold, 6 buy. Return potential 23.37%. Well, that's exactly where I think from here where we are. Because we've got still left, I told you from the low of 789, we'd go up about 30%. And we've already gone up the 8, so there we are. That's exactly what I like their line of thinking there. And there, hopefully that helps you out, folks, a little bit. Okay? There you go. Learn something new every day. Every single day, we learn something new. And look at right here before 2 o'clock, a little push-down effort. Let's go see how they're trying to do this. I see you there, Spartacus. IEP is up. We're going to look at it. Go on over there. IEP stock. Yahoo got a reversed seat. Yeah. Can you give an opinion on Tilray? Yeah, I think that they made a big move here a week and a half ago to buy up some of the Anheuser-Busch brewery stock. They bought some of the companies that Anheuser-Busch cut loose because I guess they're losing so much money. I don't know why, but they're losing a lot of money lately since over the last 4 or 5 months. I'm not sure what happened, but it's been pretty bad for them. And they forced them, I guess, they forced their hand to sell some of their, and so Tilray came in and bought it up. And let's go see how they're looking right now. Now, they are a marijuana stock. So one of the things that there's an issue with right now that you may not have heard about, or you may, if you're following the marijuana stocks closely, and that is that they got bad news from credit card companies that are not going to allow people, they're making a push now, to MasterCard, I think was the first one. I heard the news to make a move to stop allowing marijuana purchase on credit cards. And it's because of the federal terms that it's illegal on the federal level, and we're talking cross state, all kinds of things going on there that they're going to try to shun the credit card usage on that. And that's not going to be good for this industry. But at any rate, you can look at the 1 month chart on this stock and see it has been belabored from that $3 range, and it finally hit the bottom, and it looks good with the volume coming in on it, so that's a good possible call here. But I don't like to buy on highs. My timing tomorrow on this one would be to come in at 10:30 in the morning because I'm a catfish bottom feeder, and I've seen things run off that have made good moves up. Profit takers start coming in here sometimes from 2 to 4, so be careful there. If you get in on that one, watch out for some profit taking, which is obviously probably going to occur. Looking at this 1-day chart, and look at the noon pop. So they must have made an announcement 5 hours ago, 3 key tests for Tilray stock in the fall. Well, that doesn't explain it. But you can see the stock is down by 13% this year so far, but up 37% in the past month. Well, I think will alcohol sales prove to be profitable amid a slew of alcohol business? Well, there you go. So they did buy into it. I told you, and that's what they went into. And it says the handcrafted RIFF diamond-infused pre-rolls and blunts are now available in Ontario, pure diamond selection. All right, Tilray, yep. Yeah, I like it. Look at what they've done here. They've done good. They're making good revenues. They're growing. Their earnings have not been impressive. They're going the other direction. All right? But as long as you have revenue outscaling earnings, it really doesn't matter. It's important to have $200 million more than you've got in revenue than earnings dropping. That's important to sustain there. And that's my opinion on that one. But anyway, hopefully that helps you out a little bit here. And now we're going to see this thing turn off of this low of 868 right now. I want to thank all 10 of you that have come back and joined back up with me as I'm showing you what I think is the low. And it's interesting, didn't I call this number as what we might even open at today at 866? But boy, what we did open at, it took off that number, didn't it? Just the same as yesterday. They tried to drive it down, and even the day before, I show you here on the statistics, look at these numbers that they're going for. They had to beat the 817 down, and they did it at the very open. 816, they got 1 penny, but look at the gain on the upside. They hated that. And by the way, 42 to 58 is 16 cents. Today, 58 to 78, that's 20. That's called momentum and strength building, folks. It's as simple as that. You don't think they wouldn't want to stop at it when it was only up 18? They couldn't. They would have if they could have, but they couldn't, so they didn't. I like that saying. That's what I have about the shorts many times here recently, and you're going to see that keep coming out. And that's going to be the theme about trying to stop SoFi from now on out, folks, is they would if they could, but they can't, so they won't. Okay? I hope you appreciate what I'm saying to you and it makes sense. Now, again, let's go over to Tilray because I want to look at some other things involving Tilray, including going up here. And I know that this isn't going to be accurate, but it'll give me an idea. It'll give me an idea. We're going to statistics because Yahoo's not really too good sometimes on some of the numbers they show. But I'm looking here. They've got shares outstanding, 703 million. That, folks, that tells me that they have used a lot of shares to keep themselves afloat, okay? The implied shares outstanding, they've only got 1.4% held by insiders and only 10% held by institutions. Not impressive. And look at their EBITDA, down 50.02 million. No, that's not where I'm going, folks. You might see occasional pops on this in good news and a good player in and out day by day if you're watching it. But I'd be careful, folks, because I don't really like those numbers. Just going to say it like it is. I mean, I want to see a lot of institutions in like we do. I don't know how many it's showing here on holders here, but let's jump over and take a look. I wouldn't be surprised if there's over 100. Oh, yeah, 401. That's good. That's good. We're up to around 697 now with SoFi, so that's not bad. But they just don't hold a lot. They're not. You can see Vanguard Group, Susquehanna, they're in with us. BlackRock, yep. Morgan Stanley. These people are following SoFi as well. So a lot of people in Tilray. So there you go. I broke that down for you. I hope that helps you out on that one. And I like what I see, though. But I would be cautiously optimistic on it, okay? And that's because of only that I don't see the commitment I want out of anybody who owns the company and the insiders like I do with SoFi that has the owner who's just piled into this every time they drove it down. Because he ain't no dummy either. He's as smart as cookie code is, right? And speaking of cookie code, let's look up some others here that I know happens to be ones that have been brought to the attention by cookie code, and that one's this one. So let's see how the call is on that. I haven't been doing real well, not horrible, but man, over 5 days it's been a good one, so that's good. You're making gains on that one, cookie code. Good for you. And there's been some other ones that have been brought to our attention here. I want to see what mine is doing, RBT, that I've told people about. I thought it was trounced down and ready to buy, and let's see what it's doing now. Let's see what it's doing now, down 9%. So there's even more of a bottom here for you if you want to be tempted by this, folks. Look at that. There it is right there. I call that bottom. B-O-T-T-O-M. B-O-T-T-O-M. You can say it right there, right at 52.56 and see where it is at the end of the day. And tomorrow, watch and see how fast and resilient this stock is to move down like this because of so much inside ownership and institutional ownership, which is very, very high on this stock. Just here to tell you, right here and now, I saw somebody just pop something on. Cookies code, yeah, all right, yeah, I'm with you. Yep, and the 5-day looks good on it. It's gaining. That was a good one, and I like it. I appreciate you bringing that up for people who can gain along with you if they came in on Coca-Cola, K-O. And I pull up all these because people mention them, and I like the folks that come into my crowd. There was another one, where was it? Someone mentioned this the other day, GNS. Let's just take a look at it and see what it's doing. Down 12.4%. Yikes. I told you when I saw it, man, watch this one, folks, because I've lost major money. I made a lot on it, too, because it makes big moves up and down. Big moves. So maybe it's a good spot right here to come in on it. But let's look at the chart. Look at that. I already hit the very bottom, so maybe some gains on it. But, man, be very, very careful. Look at the 6 month on this. The volume started coming in here, though. So keep an eye on it. It is starting to get some GNS spinoff. Could lead to greater growth. They're the ones that did the spinoff and went up 75% from 58 cents all the way up to 230, folks, on a spinoff. Can you imagine what's going to happen when SoFi says we're going to spin off Galileo? Man, a 75% pop. Could you guys use that? DNA do another height? Uh-oh. Is DNA still? I know that. I saw it was up over where you got out yesterday and still going up. Yes, sir. I know it. Ginkgo Bioworks. Yep, I called this one up 220 now. Okay. Okay, we've got someone buying it, coming in here. Hold on a second. Let me talk to him for just a minute. I'll get back to him. What's going on, CW Veteran?
Are you live?
I am up and I am live. I've had my signal cut now twice, but I'm back up to, well, we've had 34 folks here and 10 with me now, and we're just talking about some other hot stocks right now. But also, I put up a couple piano playing videos on TikTok here recently, and they had some fairly good numbers of views and gave me some good feelings about going live playing the piano, but I didn't want to do it, like I said, till we see what you got going on, what's cooking in the kitchen. So, anyway.
You signed up for a live agency, and you should be in the agency tomorrow, so you should be able to get your piano video up. I mean, be able to go live without any worry of people getting you banned.
Yep, good. Nice, because folks, there was a lot of people when I was talking, just so you're aware of it, on my TikTok channel. I have over 10,400 followers, and I had gone up with my first live stream because I finally got over 10,000, and that made me able to go on live for long term. And I went on with a live stream about SoFi, had thousands of people, over 5,000 likes on it, people checking it out, people joining and coming in on, and all of a sudden, boom, I got cut off, a violation of some sort. And I can only presume I was reported by someone. And what frustrated me is that they just cut me right off when someone reported, whether they looked into what I was doing or not. I was just slammed. The door was slammed. They said 4 days, you're suspended. Well, that ended today, and tomorrow I'm going to be protected when I come up against those attackers that don't like me posting things great about SoFi and getting thousands and thousands of people fired up about it, right? So there you go. Yep, there you go, folks. I'm going to be on SoFi. I'm going to be broadcasting to over 10,000 people starting tomorrow live simultaneously with my SoFi broadcast on here on YouTube, okay? So we're going to have an even bigger crowd, my presumption will be. And I've got to get what Chris told me, which is a tablet holder, so I can have something to hold my tablet in place while I do these things and create more interest in this stock. That's what we want to do, is drive people here to this stock, right? Which is up another 2% today, Chris. Did you see? I called it, Chris. I told you we were going to see now 18 or out of 21 days, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Called it completely, and it's happening. Because it's history repeating itself. It's just history repeating itself. It's all it is. History.
There's going to be a time and a day where we're going to have to get out and buy back in low.
That's right. There already is a day and a time, and I'm telling everybody what that number is in my viewpoint. All right, so I could be wrong, but I think I know, and that's why I told people where I think it's going to be. Right up between 11 and 1350, somewhere around there. And even Hurricane Lopez, folks, in case you didn't hear, just upgraded his assessment on SoFi. He's been very skeptical compared to me. He's been at 975 for quite a few weeks now, and now he's gone up to 1175. I believe is what his last call was yesterday. He's raised his expectations because I think he's looking at the same charts I am, and he sees how attractive they look right now. Man, these things look so good, folks. I want to thank all of you for being here. Don't forget to like this, my third attempt to run live. But, folks, we've got a lot going on in this area. You all know there's been a lot of power lines down, a lot of damage from the storms here in the last 3 or 4 days. So we've got people out trying to get it all hooked all back up, and we get periodic interruptions, which is to be expected if you know how it all works. And there are certain times with certain areas that even though we've had our section fixed all up, they've got to sometimes cut that off to go ahead and get to this other one coming off of a main hub or a sub, they call it, and then that makes it where we lose signal for a little bit until they get that area all deciphered with all the problems and cured, and then they go on to the next section. But right now, folks, we are seeing SoFi, I believe, at the very lowest low it's going to be today. Right now, 861, I would say buy, because 861 is a number that they like as well, and I pointed it out to you, that number in the past. They like that number, don't know why, but they do, and they're going to go for it right here, right now, at 2:13 in the afternoon. 2:13, will be it. And they might get 861. Why did it mean so much to them? I don't know. I don't have any idea. Another number that means a lot to them is we're going to see in our site soon is 955. You'll see that come back into play again here very, very soon.
I really get upset with TikTok sometimes, though. I mean, today I was on TikTok and the guy has his name as Homeless with My Dogs, and he's got himself on there, and he says that he's living in his car with his dogs, and he's asleep on there. He's making about, I don't know, $5,000 a week making this.
Homeless with his dog, he's making $5,000 a week.
Yep. He's making $5,000 a week. And he had, and this was just 30 seconds ago, he had 14,500 people in the room.
Goodness gracious. Well, more power to him. If he can take the gullible's money like that, if he can take those gullible people like that for a ride, more power to him. It's just like the hedge funds that have been taking SoFi for a ride, up 30%, down 30%, up 30%, down 30%, up 30%, down 30%. I show everybody right here on this piece of paper. It shows.
Making a living conning people?
Yeah, that's what they're doing. The hedge funds here too. They're conning people. I mean, I show people from the time, and that's how a lot of people make a living conning people. There's all kinds of people that are online that are scammers, that are online scamming people, and they send them a little email that says, hey, your Amazon purchase is going to be there soon. Congratulations. If you didn't order this, call this number. And then you get the Amazon tech department that's there for your security that overtakes your computer, shows you how much money you've been taken for, and they're going to refund you, and they over-refund you. Then they demand the money back that they over-refunded, and it just goes on and on, folks. I've watched this scam buster guy on YouTube just put those people down one after the other after the other. It's funny because he puts their own pictures up so they can see themselves being in their scamming process. Scam buster, watch him. He's fun. He has a voice thing that will change his voice sequencer.
We need more people like that to regulate things within the U.S. to protect each other.
Absolutely. Wouldn't it be great if we had more people like that were taking care? And I try to post stuff like that. I try to post things like that about Facebook scams and stuff, and you'd be surprised how suppressed I often am. When they see, because Facebook doesn't want me showing people this flaw that you can get screwed on. And neither did, by the way, one of the credit card companies I put up for information, how you'll make your payment, and then after you have and you hit submit, it'll come up and say payment due. And you'll be wondering, wait a minute, I just made my payment. Why doesn't it say congratulations or here's your confirmation number? Nope, it jumps back to the screen making you think, oh, I didn't even make my payment or somehow. It did glitched out. So you go in and guess what you do? You make your payment again, and it gets 2 payments out of you. And I know that I'm not the first person that's made that mistake. I posted a video about that. Oh, no. TikTok said violation of their situation, violating, whatever. I'm violating. I'll tell you who's being violated. It's the people that are making payments that are getting shown their no confirmation, and then they see that they're supposed to make a payment again. They freak out and do what I did, and then they make twice the payment they should have. And it's just absolute BS, okay? And that TikTok wrote on my thing that guidelines and smashed that video trying to save people money. And that's just the way this damn world works. And
you got to be careful about that, though, Tyler. If they give you 3 violations, they can permaban your account.
Good for them. Don't give a freaking fuck. If they want to do that, let them do it. Because I don't need to be on a platform that's going to ban me for trying to save people money. Dadgummit. I'm sorry I cussed just now, everyone. I don't usually.
But we need to. I know that TikTok was a Chinese invention, but they really need to have people on there that go, hey, you can't be doing that. That's illegal.
Right.
You're banned from TikTok. We don't support that. That's what they're supposed to do.
Well,
every once in a while they'll actually do it, but they don't do it enough to stop the people.
Yeah. Well, I guess their little warning to me that I was suspended for 4 days. And by the way, it's to their own detriment because they already know how many followers I have and how many views I get on some of these videos I post and how much I draw to their channel. And it's just stupid of them to do that. They're squashing their own faces, but they don't care because they have billions of dollars coming in, billions of advertisement dollars and money coming in, I'm sure. And so they have to have that because they're giving away money to a lot of these top people who have the biggest rooms and they get the most people in on these rooms. And that's how you make the money on the TikTok platform. But I haven't even started my live. I'm just starting up my live, and them to shut me off on the second live one I did really pissed me off, Chris. And again, I know here on YouTube, I have a lot of adults here, and it says it's not for children. Thank you very much, Cookies Code. That's true. Yeah, it is. That's right. I tell it like it is. I always have told it like it is. I don't mess around. I don't screw around. And screw them if they want to ban me from that platform. I don't give a shit. I'll just rely on my lovely YouTube community that doesn't shut me down for telling people the truth about things. And if you don't believe that, go look at one of my songs on YouTube called Voting for the Candidate That I Hate the Least.
Also build up a TikTok community, and once you have that kind of power, then you can actually affect change on TikTok.
Well, I don't know if I'll ever reach that status or ability, but I'm going to be putting up my live videos of me playing the piano here very soon, and I'm going to be taking requests. I had somebody ask me today if I could do a certain song for him on there, and he's wrote down on name this tune, and he's asked me to play a song, and I'm not familiar with this song, but I'm going to try to learn it, and it says This Year's Love by David Gray, and it's probably a new one. People are thinking, Ty, how could you not know that song? It's probably been at the top of the charts, but sometimes I stay so busy with doing other important things that I don't listen to the current music trends too much, even though I am a big-time musician. But anyway, there's my video. There's the song I'm going to learn, This Year's Love. I'm going to try it, and we're going to figure it out what it is by looking at it on YouTube. But anyway, that's it. That's me playing the piano right there. You're seeing it, folks, everybody. If you want to go over to TikTok and check out what I do on the piano, I'm not very good. I'll tell you that right now. I'm learning. All right, but thank you all for being here with me while we watch. Look at the number. I called this yesterday, didn't I not? 866. I told you might even be the high. Shit, we blew past that, everybody, didn't we? Nice. And that's very good for us because I go back here and I see this thing gain from 858 to 878, a 28-cent gain on the high. I say, cha-ching, I called it. And I call it on the way up. It's just going to keep going from this 789, folks. We're going to see at least a minimum of 23.5% gain to possibly a gain as much as 55%, which we've seen in the past. So we don't know which of those two, but it's not going to stop here, folks. The bleeding doesn't stop here, and people are starting, hopefully, to catch on to what I've been showing everybody, that this thing typically swings on an average. The minimum amount that it swings is about 25%. I can figure it up, believe me. I can absolutely figure it up, and I'm going to do it right now. Yeah, I sure, huh?
The TikTok trend now is sad media. So all these people, they do these things that are just sad, and people give them money.
Goodness gracious.
Example, one of the people, all they do is stack coins all day long. And then if somebody sends them a galaxy, they knock it over.
Wow.
And they cry about it the whole time. Other people do the negative sad thing, which is like, oh, don't send me gifts. I don't want your gifts. And they'll yell and get angry every time a gift gets sent to them. And, you know, and that's still making a decent profit, but it's still a dishonest thing, you know?
Yep.
There's a guy named Appleseed who says he hasn't gotten a galaxy. And if you're ever on TikTok and you look at the guy named Appleseed, he goes, I haven't gotten a galaxy in 6 months. When he got galaxy last week, yesterday, you know, right? And then he just plays all these sad songs. So he tries to make you feel bad for it.
Gotcha, my friend. Now we're going to divide this by how many days it's been, by how many, let me see, it wouldn't be by trades. Just give me a second here. Yeah, by the swing. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, divided by 17 equals the average swing on this stock is 24.67%, folks. That's the average swing, 24% over since November the 1st in the last 10 months. The average high to low, there it is, 24. So when you see it off the low up 24%, go ahead and sell it. If you come in off the high and it's down 20, go ahead and buy it. Right? That's what I call cha-ching. That's how you make money, folks. Don't mess around. There's the average. You saw it. You should see. You should know. So let's just get an idea right now. From the low the other day was 7.89 times 24% plus equals, that's 978. There you go, folks. I wouldn't touch an idea of getting out of this stock till it was a 978, period. And then I sure wouldn't sell my whole core there because this thing's going way, way higher than that over the years. That's just a short term, folks, okay? There you go.
Tyler, when you go live on there and play a piano, you can be a little less dishonest than those other people and be like, if you want a request, send a Galaxy.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever, yeah. I don't know what a Galaxy is. I don't know what that amounts to. I have no idea.
To $20.
Okay, good. Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
That way you're not asking for the moon for a song. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. No. And I wouldn't even. I would want maybe just a solar system.
$20 is pretty fair.
Anyway, look at this number they're trying to hold out here. What a coinky dink. 8.66, folks. Good Lord. And folks, by the way, that is a good number because it's way higher than 836 low today. An 836 low today. I told you, folks, day after day, we're going to see these lows higher and the highs higher. And here we are. It's all just coming right as true as glue, right? Look at that. Look at the 5-day chart on this thing, folks. And does this pull back here look similar to look at these days? Boom, nipple, bam, down, boom, nipple, bam, down, boom, nipple, damn, down, and then up we go. Folks, it's the same thing, everything. Does that not look, it's the same recording playing over and over. Drop to the beginning, up, then down, then up, drop at the beginning, up, then down, then drop at the beginning, up we go, drop at the end on the Monday. But then, folks, look at this thing ever since. Goodness gracious. Getting away from is what it's doing. It's an ugly sight for them. They don't want to see that, but that's what it is. And it's going to keep going up. That's what I call cookies.
All right, I'll call you back in just a minute, Tyler.
All right, very good. Let me know when I'm ready to go live.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So anyway, folks, I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate your consideration of taking some time over here while I show people what I'm showing them and what I have been showing them. And I've pretty much been showing people the same thing over and over, day after day, haven't I? It's nothing really big and new, but what I'm showing them is worth showing people over and over, just like it has been since the price was in the 450 range. I started there, and I've stayed at it every day since then. I'm going to turn on my fan over here right now. Give myself a little bit of airflow. And I want to thank you all for being here. As I said, I know there are other places you could be. We're 2:26 in the afternoon. And folks, we hit that bottom. I told you 861 was the number they were after, didn't I? And I said you should probably put in a buy order there and get that 861 if you could, because that's what they were aiming for. I don't know how I knew that. It's just, I guess, pure outright luck that I knew that. But I know these things. I guess pure outright luck adds up to translates into 62 years old. And that's my pure outright luck. All right. And we're getting over here on the interactive chart. And I want to get in here and look at that blue line escaping. This is on the 3-month chart. Folks, it is just continuing to climb. And look at the 10-day hitting that bottom off of the line that I drew. You see that line I put in right there? Oops, we're going to get back. It's refreshing right now because we want to look at the candlesticks at the bottom. But goodness gracious, folks, look at that line of resistance there that I put in right here. See it? Look at that bounce off of that line. And why did I pick this number? Because you can go way back here and you can see how many times it hit it. And the other times, folks, the resistance was always to that line, to that number, was going up. Right here, see that? On February the 2nd, and I showed you the date of that. That's a significant date because on February the 2nd, 2/2, the price hit its high of 824. And then that was a $4 gain from down here, folks. A $4 gain. My goodness gracious. In a month and a half, a $4 gain. And there are people that are shorted down here, folks, at this number, 432, 430 right there. 424 was the absolute bottom. They don't even show it on here. 424, someone shorted it there. And then look how it re-met that bottom over here, and then off it went. And here again, this is the resistance level here this time on the move up. Here, it's been a resistance level 3 times down. Got it? 3 times as they tried to pull it down, it's off. And the third time's the charm. Okay? The third time's the charm. It was this time here on these drops, right? There's 1, 2, third time charm. Boom. 1, 2, third time charm. And where did the thing go after this third time charm? 526 up to what? 954. All right, you be with me, folks. Stay with me. Stay tuned. These charts look absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. Gorgeous to us longs. Horrendous for any shorter right now. All of you that are here, I see we have Spartacus coming in with some PFE. All right, PFE. We are looking at all these that are being called out. And sorry about my signals breaking, but you know how it is. PFE stock, Yahoo. We're going there now. Look at one that's called out by Spartacus, who's here often with some very good. Pfizer, there you go, yeah. And I've had this one in my sights before. Okay, good time to get in maybe. Let's look at the 1 month on it. Okay, definitely in a pullback. Year to date. Whew. Trenching here. Let's see here. And this was on the downward move, 35, 60, 35, 40 or so. So we're flirting with a double bottom right there. There's even a triple. 1, 2, 3. This is 4 attempt to push. Okay, I got my eye on it. I got my eye on it. That's the year to date. Look at the 6 month. Whoa, man, hammer time. Catfish likes these kind of stocks, so thanks for bringing that one up to us there. That's a good one. I like it. And we're going to see this thing pop here, folks. DNA, yep, I think it is. IEP, yeah, I want to get over here. IEP, hold on. I see what you're talking about. We're getting over here. Econ Enterprises. All right, here we go. Look at that, making a nice move. Thanks for bringing that one up. Let's look at the 6 month. Yike. Bottom feeding. Somebody looks like me like they might have been looking at some charts of the biggest loss leaders with the highest volume over the last 52 weeks or 6 months anyway, because that one is be wide at the top, one of them at the top. Not sure that's the very bottom there, looking at some of these other false bottoms. There's been a lot of false bottoms here on this one, that's for freaking sure. But there it was right there, the very bottom of the recent May 26th, this year, 2065. And we're actually below that as we speak now, up 2%. So that might definitely be the final bottom and a good place to maybe buy some. But I wouldn't go in too heavy yet. I wouldn't do it, man. This thing looks like somebody's out to plaster it down. Look at that year to date. This stock was at $53. Wow. A 60% dropper. But that's where we are, bottom feeding, right? Spartacus, I got you. I got you. Bought some PFE. I look at that as a good entry point. Looking at that chart right there anyway, the year to date. But be careful with it. Don't go in. Don't dive into that one, folks. Don't dive in. Shallow here. Very shallow, okay? This is where you need to be making your moves. The bigger moves, in my opinion, because this thing has got so much upside potential from here even. And this is a very, very similar looking chart to this 5-day, isn't it? And look at the 1 month. Man, that's a big old smiley face starting to form. And right here is where we're going to be back. Right up here. Give it time to get over here around Morningstar or fair value right here. It'll be at fair value right there. That's the pace that it's on, and that you can see the angle of the gangle, right? The angle of the gangle. That's what I call it, because they're going to be ganging up on these shorts now. Look at it break 866 to the upside. Watch it do this, folks. Watch the volume they're going to work with here to try to hold and suppress it there at that number, which means so much to them. Sorry, pieces of shit. I'm sorry, but this is what they need to be looking at. They're dumbasses if they're not looking at this chart right here that I pointed out to you people, because this is the longer term, right? This is the longer term, and look at the line. Look at that thing bounce right off of that, as healthy as hell, man. That's what we need to see, folks. All 15 of you here looking at this SOFI chart. Look at the 3-month. Don't worry about this daily. Look at this blue line, again gapping off of the gold on the 3-month chart. And how many times have I brought this to you, your attention to this pattern before? The exact same pattern. Look at it over here when it was at the very bottom, and I started showing people it's starting to break above. And over here, I told you the same thing. There's been many times when I've seen this thing start to break above, the blue versus the gold, and this is the biggest one. Right here, when I saw Kathy Wood come in, right here on 6/15, May the 15th, what do you know, Chiavrini Day. Look at that blue starting to separate from the gold there, and look what it did after that, folks. And this is a repeat. This is called convergence here. It all converged at this number, and now it's bounced off of that resistance line, and this time as they tried to beat it down, folks, look and pay close attention here, all right? I sold my shares of UPST at $33.40. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Ring the cash bell. Right on. UPST I've been keeping a track on, but I decided one of the problems might be with my signals getting dropped a lot is I got too many windows up here. Too many damn windows up here. UPST, I've already had it up today. I'm going to pull it up one more time, see where we are. 33.17, all right. Good move at 33.40. You can see where it got to 33.83 in the afternoon, but good to take your profits. Smart move, always a wise move to take daily gains, folks. That's what we're trying to do here. And you can sure see with this 1-month chart, but look at the 6-month. Awesome for us. Awesome. Spartacus bought some more with the BTI. Okay. I know. I've been watching that one too. BTI is the tobacco. And that one's been doing well too. Not a massive, humongous spiking type gainer, but a steady long-termer that's been doing very well. BTI stock, Yahoo will put them in right here now. And here you go. You can see them. British American tobacco. Okay. And I pull it up again just to give you a visual. It's not, like I said, this isn't the big spike or runner. This is going to be, slow, steady as the course. You can see what's happened over 6 months. It's really been worked down, but it hit that bottom and a double bottom right there. There and there. And there may be one more still in store for us, so be careful. But that's a double bottom at least, and those generally and sometimes, many times, can be good yield places to get in and make some good profit, where you yield a good profit. And now we see this price climbing off of 866 to 868 already. And folks, we are already at 236. Folks, this is going to be an excellent power hour. Watch them start evacuating these positions and watch the size of these numbers here as we get over into SOFI. Thank you, all 15 of you here with me now. Back up and running off of that beautiful run off of that line I had drawn. And there's a reason why I had it drawn there, and you can see it, folks. It's very clear, very, very, very clear that was going to be the bottom. And from there, there's others that can see this, folks, on this 1-year chart. They can see it. There's the 6-month. They can see that. They can climb in here with me and you and everybody else, and they can look at this exact same thing and look at that blue going away from the gold. Even though they tried one more time to drive it down below it here yesterday, folks, look at it today, breaking back above, and look at the 10-day now. Look at the green candlesticks coming in. This stock gave me 9% in dividends. Nice. BTI. Yep, I've told people about that. Another reason to come in on that is because they are, and many of the ones that you've chosen for us, Spartacus, and Spartacus is out of Portugal, by the way, and that don't confuse that with the people in Brazil who speak Portuguese. But I understood that. I spoke some Spanish. I do not speak Portuguese, but I do speak Spanish. And I think that's a pretty good case that Spartacus probably speaks Portuguese, and he speaks very fluently and can understand at least some of the Spanish that I speak. Who do we got here? We got CW coming back on here. What do we got? What is happening, man? Thanks for drawing back in with me. What's going on now?
Well, I was talking with Bassett, and he said he's got into SoFi stock.
Yep.
He was wondering at what price points does he set his stuff to sell. And I said, just keep watching Tyler on YouTube. You'll know when.
I just showed everybody about what I think the price is going to be and where that you might want to be getting yourself out. So if he was going to be,
I think he'll be before the end of the week.
Yep, I see my OBS says it just got disconnected, so I might have lost my feed once again. Damn it. This is just so sickening. Even though it still says in stream up here in top right, we're going to have to watch it close and see if I'm shut off or not. But I do.
I'll go on my tube and find out.
Man, I don't know. It told me my stream was just reconnected, so maybe I'm back up. It looks like I am. So and I'm going to stay on here because we're going to break this 870 and go right on up here to 9 quickly this afternoon. I already told folks if 870 couldn't be something they kept us below, expect 9 quickly because they're going to start vacating the shorted positions, the few that are left holding them, and they're going to close out those positions on each other. We're going to go over here to institutional ownership. We're going to making sure and see if anybody else came back in SoFi institutional owners because we had 2 of them. This stock gave me 9% dividend. Yep, I got you. And that's good for people to know too, Spartacus. It's another benefit is to buying a stock, not just what you're going to make off SoFi Technologies. MEX? What the hell? Here we are. All right, there we go. And let's see, 697 total. So like I said, yesterday there were 699. I was hoping to see us break over 700, but 2 got out. 200 got out, and they were long only, I know, because we were at 645 yesterday, so don't know why a long would be getting out here. Those are just taking some profits and expect a pullback from here, which wouldn't be surprising, but not now. Folks, this thing is already, maybe they already got out right here. They sold their positions here at I don't know, but we're going to go to the one-day chart here, folks.
I got into it when it was $2.
Yep. Now, folks, I know you cannot hear what Chris is saying here on this phone. I'm not holding it up to the mic. I will now. But, folks, we're in the phase right now this afternoon of escalation. And there's going to be an escalating price. I call for an 888 close. That's what I see in the cards. And now it's 871 and rising. And we're coming into 3 o'clock. They're already starting to make their entries. I want to thank you all for being with me right now. 59 folks popped in. We got 16 currently, and we're holding on to those 16. And that's because they want to watch this thing run up to $9 plus with me, and I'll be celebrating together, right? We're all going to be cracking some nice cold ones this afternoon with another 3% gain today. Folks, how do you like them apples, and who called that? Who called that? Who called it? All right, you already know. And I'm not boasting about it. I'm grateful to the good Lord above about it. I'm not being boastful, and I'm not being proud. I'm not proud, and I'm not boastful. That's not my character. I'm just grateful for the good Lord to give me the insight and to tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, Tyler, why don't you jump on here on YouTube instead of wasting your time doing little helpful videos for people. They're helpful, but they don't get the kind of support that this does. And they also, folks, they are not going to help you benefit any. So I'm out to help benefit of others. And then by you getting benefits, you can help others as well. This is exactly what my friend Chris does. With the money that he generates and makes and in the gains that he makes, he gives to other people. I know it. He gifts people all the time on TikTok that are in precarious situations. Not fakers that say they're living with their dog, out of a car. He's not here to gift fakers like that. He catches on to that. He can see what they're getting in gifts. They all flying in there, and everybody else should see that too and not be gullible and taken up by someone claiming as such. Because all he's doing is he's unfortunately just faking people out, and that's all there is to it. I want to thank you. GES is another high, so we've got someone else saying GES. And by the way, we're here, Spartacus, to thank you for giving us the highs, but we want the lows. Like you did with AMC when you pointed out that it was dropping, because Catfish and his catfish friends were all bottom feeders. We don't buy at the highs. We pick them out and we show everybody, oh, look at this is at the high, but don't fucking buy it here. Excuse my language. Okay? Because that's not what catfish people do. Catfish are here to get the lows. But we're going to go look at GES. We'll go look at it. We don't care. We're going to get over on it, but don't buy it here, folks. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
I don't want to be mean, Tyler, but when you get monetized, if you use that language, your videos will get demonetized.
Right. On YouTube, they won't. They don't care what you say on YouTube.
Yes, they will. That's the number one place that you get demonetization.
Well, it's interesting because I hear people all the time cursing their ass off on YouTube about all kinds of insane things, including mayors of cities that are run democratically can just get up there and spout off any kind of rhetoric they want and say any insightful thing they want, and they can get away with it cold, scot-free. Nobody says a damn thing about it.
Well, it's not that they're not going to say anything about it. All that happens is they send you this, they say, your video was demonetized, and then you don't make a profit from
Well,
it.
that's okay, because I'm not monetized yet anyway, so screw them, bring it on. I'll cuss until I get over 1,000 shareholders.
When you are monetized,
Huh?
I said you're going to be monetized. You are getting up there, followers.
I know that, and I said, and when I do, then I'll tame down my language. But until then, you all get to hear the raw, unabbreviated catfish. Tell it like it is. And when I say, screw them, screw TikTok, or whatever, you're going to hear it that way from me, because that's my nature, folks. That's just my tendency and nature to be straight up with people, and I always have been, folks. I've always been here. You know that. I'm not going to hold back. I don't believe in that theory of life. I've never held back once in my entire lifetime, and never. Well, I have when I'm talking to my wife sometimes. But you know, you got to know when to pick your battles.
When the punches and when not to do.
Yeah. When you can't win either way, then you just stop. That's the best thing to do. Just quit. But anyway, we're looking at these other stocks with people and seeing some picks that someone's picking out. And don't worry, Chris, I'm not going to ruin my... and by the way, here on YouTube, it's interesting. They always ask me before I post any videos or go up with anything, they always ask, is this for children? And I say, no, it's not for children. So what do they give a shit if I cuss? I don't get it. Why would they demonetize me?
It's not YouTube, it's Google.
Google? Oh, God. Whatever. Oh, yeah, they're out to protect the whole society, Google is. You wouldn't... So what if I go over and I type in on Google... Well, I'm not even going to... Let's just forget about it. We all know what you can find on Google. There's beheadings of people on Google that are being held captive over in the Middle East. There's beheadings of other people that we've seen. There's just decapitation of people over in Mexico by the cartel. They can show all that shit they want. But you can't say the F word. I don't give a shit about it. I'm telling you that they let everybody show up. People down in Mexico, what the cartel did, hanging people from bridges and all decapitated. And they can show all that crap. But they're going to say I ought to be demonetized for saying the F word? Give me a effing break. It's ridiculous, Chris. Sickening.
100%, but that's how the game is played.
Well, that's too bad. That's too effing bad. Am I going to get demonetized for saying effing too?
I don't know.
Sons of effing bitches.
You won't know until you're monetized.
Well, I want to tell you right now, the people that tune into me here on YouTube that are here on this channel, they're not offended by what I say when I point out the obvious, and when I sometimes curse, when I get upset and I get angry and I get mad, and I have every reason to when I see people downgrading my stock. Jay Reezy just popped on here and said it's a fact. It's called censorship, my friend. Yes, it is. Oh, I know. I've seen what they do to me. They cut me off. They've done it all. They come after me. They've threatened me. They've even suspended me. Yep, I got suspended for something I said or did on 4 days ago on TikTok. And me, the evil tyrant Tyler, or Catfish Tyler, got suspended for something I said. Well, I guess I'm going to have to just train myself not to use any construction language on that one. because that's destructive, not constructive. We like to construct. We're trying to build that channel and build more people to come into it. But you can only be building with honesty. There's so much misinformation out in this world today that it's a beacon of light and hope for people, for someone to come out and just be flat out honest. And there's so few people that will just do that and say things for what they are. I have to be a little bit concerned about some words like the C word that I throw out there, and I have my beliefs about its origin. And oh man, there's a guy on a video I watched here recently on YouTube that just exposed that whole nasty nefts of CDC and the people running it and making all the decisions, and the doggone people now getting hired into the company that they recommended for the vaccines and running into top positions there, making millions of dollars after they fed everybody all that information about vaccines that were going to save the world, that now many people are dropping dead from, including many youth around the world. And I have to be careful here too, so I'm not going to say anything else. I can't tie the two together, and I'm not going to, but everybody else can believe and understand. And hopefully, whatever. I have a slogan: get the jab in the slab, and that's all I'll say about it. And I'm sorry that so many people have been taken by this outbreak of this supposedly banned viral studies that got pushed through in another country far, far away to linger around over there and then break away and destroy half the world's economies. And it's just horrific what's happened, and I hate the whole thing. And it all seems to me very suspicious that this guy Fauci was up telling everybody a year before that he knew the pandemic was coming. Be prepared, there's a pandemic virus coming. And he already he just announced it to everybody a year before that damn thing ever even came. What a coincidence, huh? Shit, don't even get me going, man. Oh, man, it makes me so mad. And I lost one of my good friends. Actually, he's my wife's sister. Her husband died of this disease. And I've had many others. My wife's brother, his wife, if you want to call it that, her father died of it. And there's been so many others. We all know somebody who's died of this daggum disease that was created in a lab, and everybody knows it now. All the denial that came out and hush hush and will ruin the scientific community if it slips out. Screw all those people. Anyway, hey, I got 15 with me. I'm gaining people coming on here. They must like what I hear, what they hear, and the truth. And they're with me with the truth. And they're not falling for it. And don't fall for it, because you have an immune system strong enough. It was interesting. Even Fauci had a phone call come in a year and a half before this whole COVID crap came along. And what he was doing, I just said the word. I shouldn't have said it. But anyway, the C word. Before it came along, Fauci, like I said, was being interviewed. And a caller called in and said, my son had just had the flu and got over it. But now we're coming into the flu season. Should he get a flu shot? I says, hell no, don't do that. He's got the best immunity he could have by his natural immunity to the flu that he just caught. And now that he's come over that, and don't go get a shot. He told him, no, because he has his own immune system is stronger than anything you get in a vaccination. This is what he was talking about 2 years ago. Now all that's all turned around once COVID came out. Hey, 18 folks here with me. Thank you for joining me while we make money this afternoon. We're jumping in here and we're making a lot of money, and I'm going to keep talking the talk that I'm talking right now, because it got brought up by my friend how I'm getting suspended from TikTok for saying something. I still don't know what I said, and like I told him just a little bit, I don't give a shit if they suspend me, because if they can't handle me telling people the truth about things and helping people, I don't want any part of it anyway. The whole Chinese chunky thing they got going. And I'm doing this because I was told this is a great way to make revenue, and I know a lot of people that are making $4,000, $5,000 a month. Well, I'm a girl that I just met that's doing music on there, and she's only got about 20 original songs compared to my 100. And how she's making that is because she's just doing good performances of them live, and I'm going to start doing that myself. So we're going to see if we can duplicate what's been a proven process. And we're not going to curse during it, and we're not going to be saying the F word, apparently. I'm not going to be up there singing any effing songs. Oh, my goodness gracious. But there are F words and songs in the past, and I don't even know how they ever got away with it. But they're there, and they did right in the middle of it, right in the middle of the songs. They've had other things. Leonard Skinner got away with saying goddamn in a song. I don't know how they got rid of that. You got the Cars that used to have a song that if you looked on the words, it's just a freaking alibi or something. and it sure doesn't sound like that word that he's saying, okay? And but anyway, if they printed it different than what was said, they could get away with it and say, oh, that's not really what he said, you know. But anyway, folks, hey, thank you for being here with me. MPW Spartacus just keeps throwing these out. MPW, and every one of these he picks, by the way, is green. So this is not, like I said to him earlier, we like to buy them at the bottom, not when they're green. All right, but we're going to look at this one too. MPW, go over here, and we're going to change this to MPW stock. And by the way, because why not? If he's showing you all green ones, you might want to start paying attention to this guy and what he's saying, Spartacus. All right? Yep, let's take a look at it. And again, a lot of times, and these are some medical companies I say be very careful of, especially vaccinations, vaccines, approvals of trial this, trial that. Watch out, people. Whoa, can you get your ass in a sling buying this shit? Why a dividend cut for medical properties trust could be good news for investors. Okay. All right. Well, you can see it's making a little bit of a move to the upside, but let's look at the long term. You know, a lot of these, yeah, he is actually picking some right here near the bottom, even though they're green today. A lot of them look a lot the same. Golly, dang, that looks almost identical to the last one he picked out, doesn't it? When you look at the long term, 6 month. I mean, no, I could be wrong on that one. There's one of them he did, and I went, dang, that looks horrible. But anyway, I show every one. You can look at them, folks. You make a determining factor. When people throw it out there, I'm going to go check it out and see what they say, see what it says. But I am getting so many windows up again, I might start getting some latency and lag again. So if you just want to throw them out there, that's cool. But I have to be a little bit careful. I'm going to go to the 1 day on this. And we're seeing KO down a smidge today, but nothing to worry about there. It's made a nice gain over the week. Not huge, but it's improving. And that's all we care about. When we're on the 5 day, and Mrs. Cookie's it's Cookie's code 52 has 51. I don't know why I keep thinking 52. But anyway, Cookie's code 51 has pointed out, and he's very much on the target here with some of these stocks that he's pointed out that are going to make a move, and that was one of them. So anyway, hey folks, I thank you for being here. I know you can know why I'm smiling, because why I'm smiling is when I look at this 1 month smiley face forming right here on this SOFI stock. Surprises me not. And we're here, and we're going to be here on this side. You just hang with me and watch. Be patient. Stay with me, because the 6 month is where these people are trapped in here at these $4, $5, $6 shorter positions, paying interest a long time. A lot of them are cutting it loose now. We've already learned that from looking at what SoFi has been showing. Spartacus, MPW, can you give me an opinion? MPW, all right. Well, I just did. It looks like it's at the bottom. You know, it hit the bottom here, and going back to the year-to-date chart, I don't even see a parallel to that bottom, right? So to me, 1 bottom, 2 bottoms, 3 bottoms, up. Bottoms up, all right? That's my call on that. And white, I'm going to show you here a similarity on this chart here. Look at the 6 month right here. Here it is. 1 bottom, 2 bottoms, 3 bottoms, up. Okay? So, there you see the similarity right there. Bottom, 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 up. I like it. That's my call on that one. Let's get over here and look at a little bit more of this company, though. Statistics, MPW. Look over here. Shares outstanding, about the same as SoFi, 600 million. Keep it fairly stable. Float, 588. Held by insiders, none. Ugh. Yuck. Boo. Why? Why don't the people that run the show here want to have any faith and belief and invest in their friggin' company and give some other investors some support and encouragement like we do see at other stocks like that RBX I'm talking about? See, look at this. Look over here at the statistical on RBT. Come on down here and look at how many people in the insiders own shares of this. This is a company that people understand and are invested in. Held by insiders, 63.49%. outstanding shares held by insiders and 82 by institutions, folks. So there's my comparison to this right here. Pretty sloppy and pretty bad comparatively. You know, I do like 78% by institutions. I'll admit that. But I don't like that. And that's the same thing I told Cookies Code 52 about a stock that was mentioned here earlier. I believe it was Triple M, MMM, up today, but I don't like it. I'm gonna not what I saw for the long term. We're gonna go here to it and look, and you can see it now. Look at the 6 month. So MMM here, I see right here some on the downside. Right here it hit the number. Right here it hit it again, and then down it went. So here we hit the number, hit it again, and now maybe up. So we could see a little mirror-like fashion happen here, and there's no question about it. These gains have been at a much higher rate in volume than the recent drops in volume. So there's some encouraging signs on this one, but be careful with it, folks. And someone had said if it drops to 75, I'm in, and that would be our friend Spartacus. So it's 25% drop from here. Don't see that in the play that much necessarily, but anyway, there's the 5-day on it, and you can see it's gaining nicely from 98 to 104. It already hit a high of 106 yesterday. So be careful of it, though. Still, watching it isn't going to hurt us. And look at here, 3 o'clock and a penny raise. Right on the penny, right on the clock, ding, penny up. That's a good start. Right, folks? Thank you for being here. MPW, I hope that helps you out. There, Spartacus. That's my feeling about that one, and others that might be paying attention and watching. Hopefully you're getting the grasp of that. This chart here, though, folks, doesn't that look just delicious? I mean, and not only does it look delicious to us, it looks delicious to others. And that move off of that line for the 1, 2, third time, kaboom. Folks, people, you ought to be able to read into this. Anybody that's shorting this, if you can't see where this is going from right here, you're not very wise. That's what I would say. You're not wise to be shorting here. Not wise at all. I would highly, highly recommend you not do that. Don't do it. And look at here, Tilray. We're going to get over here on the summary page. Starting to spike upwards. A nice little pop move could be made here. Maybe a 2 or 3% gain real fast, real quick between here and 3 and 4. So I'm watching this close, and the volume is very good. And look at the historical data on this one. This was brought up also earlier to take a look at. And you can see where we were, higher here, but here we are, 216, 213. What a number. 196, 165, 162, 151. Folks, look at this. Yep. So if I can do the same, a PLTR is huge. PLTR, I think so too. I've already seen them following in each other's footsteps, and I've shown people that before. Yep, GES still looks good. We're going to the 1 day on it. Okay, yep. Making a nice little secondary move up on that one. Looks good. Oh, yeah. And look here at SoFi, folks. Congratulations. Thank you for being here with me into this last closing hour. You know, I got to grab something to munch on here, though. I'm starting to feel a little weak, so give me a minute to get some something nutritional to munch upon. Be right back. with some grapes for us. Well, I heard it through the grapevine. Oh, that SoFi stock was really flying. Oh, and all that everyone was buying. Oh, you look at the price, there's no denying. Oh, heard it through the grapevine. Oh, yeah. That's right. Heard it through the grapevine, folks. Whoops, banged my little microphone here. Sorry about that. Thank you for being here with me this afternoon. And by the way, in case you don't know about PLTR, we'll pull it up as well with all these other slew. Then we're going to just fill up the top here with all these green and winning stocks. PLTR, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. What the heck do you suspect it doing? Up 5, 4, 9. And folks, I also know Kathy Wood bought in this in the 1250 range. And I was showing people on this chart too back then when the blue started separating from the gold. It was the same time I showed people back on May the 15th and 16th. I showed them this stock doing the same thing. And I said, now you can see the gap is widening. I kept telling them week by week, and it kept getting bigger and bigger. And then Kathy Wood bought in. It got even bigger, and then Kathy Wood bought again. And the same thing with SoFi, by the way. As that started to move off that blue and gold, she bought SoFi. And she waited a little. It went even higher off, and she bought more. And she's still going to be buying more of this stock, I think. When do we find out that Warren Buffett decided to pick up a few million shares of SoFi here because he sees where this is going right along with all of us, right? This is very obvious where we're headed. And you could tell, I called it out to you folks. And if you're up 3% like Shaw is, and I mean, I'm telling you, man, the guy owns a shitload of shares, like 47,000 or something more. I don't know how many more it was. I can't remember now. It's a lot. Sean Shaw's the biggest catfish we got here on this channel that I know of. And anyone to disclose that anyway. But yeah, I'm sort of a small timer compared to that gentleman there. Oh yeah. So doesn't this look wonderful, folks? I'm going to thank you for allowing me to go grab a few grapes and nibble on here while I watch this thing just going right on up, folks. And the things that I'm talking about here and the topic of conversation has lit the fire into me about some of the things going on in this world and the way it was all done and the way it's being handled. And people don't let them steal your joy. Thank you, Cookies Code. Yes. Yep. I won't let them steal my joy. I still have a lot of joy in what I do, and I appreciate you saying that, Cookies Code. I really do. And I'm sorry I didn't see that when you posted it. It must have been maybe while I stepped away to get some grapes, but I'll come over here and let me get this page pulled up here big, and I can type in here and say thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much, Cookies Code. I appreciate that very much. Cookies Code 51. Boop, boop, boom. And so thank you. Yeah. And what do you say? We watch this thing just keep right on running up this afternoon. I say so. And watch it go on up in the after hours like it's done the last, I think, 3 days in a row up in the after hours now, folks. And this is a trend we can all get used to. And believe me, if these shorters start continuing to see that pattern, you think they want to keep losing more money in after hours and watching the higher opens and opens higher every time? Well, look here. All right. Look what happened on this chart right here. And let's go to the 1 day now. Let's go to the 1 day. There it is. And I'm coming in on this because I want to see where we are over here. Look at this. Look at this Peasley attack. 60,000 shares. Look at these buys, people. There's $1 million. Someone said, yes, I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you. $1 million worth. And look at all these here from 2:30 on. Look at the green candlesticks, folks. This is a short massacre happening here and now. Look at all these greens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Out of that 32, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, barely, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, we're at a 3-to-1 ratio almost of green to red. And that's from 2 o'clock on. Ooh, that is tough on these shorts. So tough on them. I know they don't like seeing that. They do not like seeing this run up here on 21 million shares today. And what was the volume yesterday on the historical data? What? 24,177. So now we've got 24 with a gain, 17 with a little pullback, 24 with a big gain, and another 24 today, big gain. We're going to hit 24, you'll see, and even higher. And that won't be good for them either, because they got to tell their constituents the volume's raising and the price is too. What do? Go down with the ship? I had already told you, folks, and I hope you're paying attention. I know that many of you do, and I'm not always right, and I'm not a financial advisor. I want to thank you for being here with me and coming back to my channel time after time when I get knocked off here during these repairs being made around our areas. But we're going to be, one of these times, streaming steadily without any interruptions at all. And then that'll be a good day for us here in the future, but not far down the line. I think they'll have us over within a week, and we'll have everybody back up and online. And then hopefully then all those electrical companies can be heading right now south down into the Florida Panhandle region, and right there in the corner there. Look at this price, folks, $8.73 and climbing at $3.11. Congratulations, everybody who has bought in this stock at half this price. All right? Half the price here, because this was at $4.24 and now $8.73. And folks, it never even came close to that. The only time was May 15th on David Chiapanzi Day when the price went to $4.45. And we're almost double that now, so thank you, Pansy, and for coming up with that number of $2.50, where a lot of these poor souls shorted at $4.45 and $4.24. They shorted there, and they're still holding those. The idiots of them, and there's not many, because I've already shown you, folks, on the institutional ownership, there's a way more people. I'm going to get over here and look at my RBT. Now only down 7%. I told you the bottom was there when it was down 9%, didn't I? And there it is, climbed right off of it and going right back up. And it will, because it has a lot of insider ownership. So I want to thank you all for being here. Spartacus, Sofi, I can do the same as PTL or Sofi. Thank you so much. Yes, Cookies Code 51. Appreciate it. And everyone, I appreciate your being here with me. I know there's other places you could be. But look at these gainers we're picking out here. This one was called by Spartacus, IEP, folks. You can see how it's doing here on this one day, closing up nice with some volume coming in here there at the end. Not a high volume stock, but it's been a nice, after this rundown, folks, it looks like it's making a nice turn. So be careful on this. Don't pile in. When you get to the lows like this, there's not much water depth. You don't want to dive in and break your neck, all right? And I've always told people, don't try to catch a falling knife, but this one here looks like it may have bottomed out. You already saw a bottom before here, and now we've seen a bottom below where we are, and even here. So it's starting to gain, and then one to keep an eye on. All right, here's the 1 day. So you can see they tried to come at it this afternoon from what? Just 115, a strategic move, all the way to 215. So for an hour, they tried to run it down, and now it's just stair-stepping right on up. So that looks very good to me on that one. Very promising. Now we go over here to PFE. This is one you could get at the bottom, folks, here possibly, because look at this freaking 1 year chart on this stock. Pfizer, okay, was at 51. Plenty of headroom here. That one also was brought up by Spartacus. All right. And this one here, DNA, is one brought up by my friend, and it's still climbing slightly. It's a very low price, $223.50, very affordable. Now we're looking at Upstart. You can see still holding its gains nicely this afternoon. Coming over here to BTI, one that Spartacus has been telling us about. and another trickling day up. This is a 6-month chart. I was just trying to show people what this relative bottom was here on May the 31st and what we just saw. And the gain off this number from this amount from 31.71 went up to 34.22. So that's $3.50 gain. So from this number here, when you get to 350, you better start considering dumping. 31.66, 35.20, my number on that one. BTI, pull out if you're going to get in now. Okay? GES is one that was called out by Spartacus. You can see it making a move here on the 1 day. Let's look at the 1 month on it. Man, what a pop it made right here. Whew. Man, we should have told me about that one a little earlier, Spartacus. ILMN is in the lows. There we go. Now he's pulling up some catfish material for us. All right. This is where I might go cha-ching and buy some. 166 a share. That's down. ILMN. Am I right here? ILMN. ILMN. That's down today, folks. Well, no, I'm kidding. I'm going to look at it here because we're going to look at the longer term. He might be talking about how it ran to the bottom and now it's turned off of it too. This is a little bit more weighted stock. You got to have, oh, looks good. Look at that. Oh my, yep, similar chart, folks. This guy's bottom feeding with us. This guy's a true Spartacus right here from Portugal is a bottom feeder. He's a catfish, no doubt on that one. And I see the bottom there. That looks very good. Might see a double bottom. I'll wait for that attempt. Pullback. But that's one I'm going to put on my list right there for sure. ILMN. I like that. Sometimes I write down ones that really look attractive to me for good possible upside moves, and that's one of them. So I put it down. ILMN. And you might should too. Just so you know. Yeah, TSLY and ILMN. So these are ones that I keep an eye on. And this is another one, TSLY. Let's go see it. Right there. There you go. He called that one too up a little bit today. Not a big gain or nothing, but yield max TSLY. I've got it down and keep an eye on that one too. Look at the 5-day on it. Nice run. Nice run. 1406, 1456. That's a good one, folks. TSLY, a nice, slow, steady gainer there. And you can see where the bottom was. Right there, look at that, 1333. What a mysterious number that was. 1333. Goodness gracious. It probably went to 1331 there. 1321. Huh, okay. Well, that's definitely a nice looking one there, folks. And I have it still on there. I'm giving credit where credit's due. That one was one that was picked out by this individual who's telling you about these other stocks. Spartacus. All right, I see you. I see it's in the lows there. ILMN. Not that that's a cheap stock by any means, but it's there. And so is your TSLY looking good. And PLTR looking very good. This MMMM hanging out there. Not doing much there. GES looks good, closing out the day. That's the 1 month chart on it and a good climber there. Moving right on up. I like it. I also like his call on this because this looks like a bottom for sure. Double bottom and then up we go. Look for a little bit of pullback on that one maybe before climbing in on it. But that looks good and solid, that gain. Spartacus O is in the lows. Okay. Yep. And folks, I'm hitting on these. You can check them out and you can close them out. I'm closing that one out now because I've got to keep some of these windows open. I don't want to get too many open across the top. But look at what's happening with SoFi now. Didn't I not call that? At 873 and rising. And this is going to be a nice power hour. I think there's a very good chance we could close near the high. Very much so. And if we do that, that's going to be a horrible, horrible thing for the shorts. And we're going to see us over 9 very, very soon after this, folks. And you saw where we were, 789, 808, 811, a one pullback, up we go, slight pullback, up, slight pullback, up. And this is the trend that we've been seeing on this stock over and over repeatedly. 30% down, 30% up, 30% down, 30% up, 30% down, 30% up. I've shown you by all the numbers that I've shown you, folks. And you can be aware of it. Right on, right on, right on. And now, folks, we are 1 hour away from the close. Let's compare the volumes to the volumes we've seen before, shall we? We shall. We're going to do it. Just give me a second here. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Get to the volume screen. Institutions. And it is here. I have it. There it is, right there. Uh-huh. Volume. I found it again. And folks, on today, now we're 10 till the close. When we get there, we're going to write it down where we were, because here before we've been as much as 23 million, 19 million. And right, where are we currently? We're at 22,138. So good. Yep, 10 till. We're going to put it down, though, today. I'm going to put it down for sure. I'm not going to miss it this time. Set alarm for 3:50 p.m. I don't know if it did that. It didn't say anything, no confirmation. I'm going to turn the volume up here. Maybe we don't have the volume turned up. Get where we can hear ourselves. And hopefully we got an alarm set on it now. We don't know for sure, but I think we do. Go here to the extras. Go to alarms. Boop, boop, boop. Boop. And we're going to make sure. Set alarm for 3:50 p.m. It's talking to me. I just can't hear the dang thing. There we go. It's on. I saw it set that time. We might have two go off, and who cares? We got some alarms going off. There's smoke, and this is fire. Sofi is the one on fire, folks. Here we are, 18 of. Thank you for being here with me today. And that's for all of you who have come back, because I've got cut off 3 times again today because of all these repairs going on in our area with power lines and stuff. But, folks, I want to thank you. Thank you so much for sharing with me here. Oh, and let's look at NVIDIA. I want to see that. And I'll get over to this other one here in a minute, but let me look at NVIDIA here. Here we go. Because my call was for a big run back up. Oh, yeah, it's still climbing. Yep. Because it was really taken down. They beat the street. The earnings was great. And, man, did they get took down. Look at right here, the drop. Boom. From here when they announced, boom, right down. August 28th. And now they're making their move back up. They got hurt worse than that, man. This must have been the date. I don't know when the earnings came out, but, man, they got slaughtered down. And I was expecting a big run. Here it is. Hewlett-Packard earnings beat. Hewlett-Packard's revenues rise. All right, NVIDIA backcore weave. Let's see here. 5 hours ago. We got to get further back, man. This thing is just inundated with news, isn't it? Look at this. Hours upon hours. Goodness, I'm not even. Jim Cramer picks 2 stocks to break his big rule. Anyway, NVIDIA should have gone up even more. How much upside is left in NVIDIA? Wall Street analysts think 30%. Well, sure enough, after the rundown, after earnings, folks, because they beat the street and they got run down. I'm telling you right now, don't have to believe me, but they were down. And there's just too much news being brought onto this company every single dang day. And now Dow Jones up as an NVIDIA rebound. See, Kathy Wood loads up on this stock after a 124% run. Anyway, just letting you know, NVIDIA got knocked the shit out of after they came out with their earnings. So it doesn't just happen to SoFi. It can happen to some of the big ones too, folks. And they came at this sucker and they knocked the crap out of it. And you can see what they did, how far it went down and where it is now. And LTC is in the lows as well. So if you're looking to buy low, sell high, Take a look here from Spartacus's tip on LTC. But you can see NVIDIA's making its gain, and I called that one too. It went to $513, folks, on the night after they made the earnings announcement, and they took it down to what? 410? $100 drop, folks. God dang. Anyway, it was at 484, and they knocked it all the way down to 454. So that's a $30 drop, and that's really what it was. That was the drop on the earnings date, because this is when they did the earnings, August 23rd or 24th, I believe it was. And that was brought up to us by one of our cats. He brought that to our attention here, told us about it, and so we tuned in the after hours. I think it was Brew Tank, or it might have been Gary. I think it might have been Gary. Yeah, Gary that was with us. Yeah, let's go to LTC. We'll get on it, but we're going to have to start closing some of these, or I'm going to get latency problems again. LTC stock. I've never looked at this one. I can tell because it's not preloading it. But here we go. Let's go over and see. $33 a share on this one. Yep. Dividend. LTC announced a cash dividend of 0.19 with an execution date of September 20th, 2023. That's not too far down the line. Nice. You're talking freaking 20 days? Nice. That's a good announcement right there, and why we're seeing a positive off of that. Let's go look at the 6 month. Yeah, well, this thing's trading like a seesaw puzzle. Look at that. Look at that up and down seesawing. Another one to make good money if you want to trade in and out of it. It looks like it's making these moves about every 2 weeks. May 25th to June 15th, 3 weeks. June 15th to June 23rd, 10 days. The low here, July 7th up to July 25th. Man, look at that, man. This thing's making big runs. And now plunged all the way to the equal low almost. That's a double bottom right there as of May 25th to right there. And it held up off of that number, which the last low here, folks, was 31.22. Climbed up to what before it dropped? 34, $3, roughly $2.80. So right here, be careful. 31.58 plus 280, 33.58. That's the number. You want to get out. I'm just using, history. That's all I do here, folks. You know how I work it. You can now see SoFi back up over 870. I told a lot of you folks just an hour ago, buy it at 861. You're not going to see it again, and that might be the end of that. There it was, right there. You can see the price, and they did it again when it was there. It was 861, 862. They were trying so hard to get there, and I told you 861 was the number they were shooting for, and I think all they got to was 862. I think right there at the lunchtime low was 862. You can see 863, and I wrote down here the lunchtime low. Yep. And the lunch low I had here was 869. All right, on the 30th, 869. But let's see here, was that during lunch? No, that's in the afternoon. So there you go, lunchtime low, 869, folks. And that was at 1 o'clock even. It wasn't even during lunch. Well, there it was, 869. So I got it marked right. But then they tried to drop it back down here again, and look at it pop off of that. A double bottom in Swango, and then another bottom there in Shwing-Wong, and then another bottom there in Swoom. All right? It looks gorgeous, folks. Cookies code 51. Thanks at Spartacus. Going to go later and do my research on all the stocks mentioned. Very good. Yep, I've looked at some of them. Some of them I agree and think are good times to come in, and some I would stay away from until a pullback. But I do like what he's calling. A lot of the ones he's picked, and the reasons is because they pay dividends, and that's cash in your pocket, folks, that you don't get on others. So be aware of it, and if SoFi announces a dividend, expect it to go up like a mad, and if it announces a spinoff of Galileo, expect a 75% gain. And then OHI is in the highs. I bought some of this at 26. OHI, okay? All right, and I'm going to start closing some of these out. We're going to close NVIDIA. We're going to close PLTR. We're going to close this one, BTI. See, folks, gaining 1% today. And if you look at the daily chart, it's not a leap and bounder, but it's slow and gradual and up. And I said that 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I think, when he first mentioned it. So a good one. It has been continuing to do that. UPST is still up, but starting to retrace a little back down. DNA is looking very good here, up again today. We're looking at PFE that was brought up by one of, there's a bottom here, and I'm showing the 1 year chart, and I agree, this is a very good place that could be considered the bottom from which to get in. It was at 35.02 for the very, very bottom, but another little pullback today might be a good place. And now we get back over here to SoFi as we come into the last 30 minutes, breaking back up over 870, and it's going to, in my opinion, close at 888 or somewhere around that number. Could be wrong, but I am not usually. And not with this kind of volume now. We're at 22,501. That's still below yesterday's level if you go over here to historical, but not far away. We were at 177. And folks, look at this gain of 20 cents on the low today. A 20-cent gain, I called it. If they couldn't get the high, they'd go after the low. If they can't get the low, they go after the high. Today, they couldn't get the low, and they couldn't get the high. They couldn't go either way. And folks, that is the same as we saw back after the 15th of May. It started running away with them day after day after day. If you go back to May 15th and watch what started happening on these highs and lows after 10 or 12 days past the 15th. Look at what happened. 702 to 726, 610 to 663. That's a 53-cent move. Then a little pullback to 711. That was the last one. Goodbye after that, because 711, 671 to the high was up. You can see right there, 8 cents. This was the light little pullback, and then folks, from then on, both the highs and lows, higher, 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 higher. See that? Higher, higher. Oh, that one there. Yep, that's true. Higher, much higher, higher, much higher, higher, much higher. Higher. Are you seeing that? So get used to this, folks. This is the beginning. I've told you this. Jacob Raymer, push-up bet. 868 close, he says. No, golly. Yeah, you got it. I'm all over that, my friend. Dang straight. I'm over that. We're way over that. Oh, man, we're not going to be there, man. I say we're going to see a close over where we are now. How about that? 872. It's going up from here, not falling. You got it wrong. 868 won't happen. Sorry. Boo-hoo-hoo. But I'm ready to lay out some push-ups, you know. I don't mind. I got the stamina. Not to be confused with another similar word to stamina, enema. But we got the stamina. All right. And folks, watch this thing just start escalating. See, he doesn't see what I'm seeing here. Jacob Rayburn, 10 of them? Okay. 10. I think we should up it to 11. I think last time I ended up doing like 16, okay? Okay, he says deal. All right, we got a deal at 11. All right, you're going to be, I hope you're ready. You better start getting yourself some ice packs out in case you pull something. VIC is, we got Spartacus, just keeps feeding them in here. How many stocks do you own, Spartacus? 5,000 positions? Or you just own everything in the NASDAQ? That's VICI. Vici. All right, we'll go there. We will. I'm not looking at these really in depth. If I was, I would come on over here to statistics and check them out more. And Kimchi Bacon, Disney, goodbye. Spartacus, close. Yeah, okay. I'm with you. All right, I'm with you. Close. All right, OHI. Did I already look at that one? I don't even know. There's so many he's throwing out here now. I don't know if I missed OHI or not. But OHI, well, there it is. Omega Healthcare. Okay. I don't know if I looked at this. I don't remember it. No. All right. There's a nice popper. Let's look at the 6 month. Oh, that looks very good. I like this one. Okay. You got my attention with this one? You got my attention? I'm going to add it to my attention list. This one looks good. OHI. You folks should be looking at that one too. OHI. Because that looks very, very promising. This thing has made some very nice moves. And then even though it's at a high here, and we can expect to see this little pop back, catch it on that pop back. Or maybe it won't even pop back, but it sure looks good. I like that one. I like that one a lot. There's the year to date, folks. And that looks like it has some nice potential. Good one. I like that one. I wrote that one down. There's a good one for you. Everybody, keep your eye on that. All 15 of you that are here with me right now, I want to thank you for being here while we have me and Spartacus sparring it out. Disney, goodbye. Disney, well, I know that my friend Double K just said Disney might be a good one to come in on because they got some turnaround. We know there's some strikes and stuff that have been going on out in California, but he mentioned this. MGM, I think it was, maybe that he picked, but Disney stock, Yahoo, let's go and look, see what it's done, where it's going, 84, all right. Walt Disney Company, I've looked at this recently, it appears. And where are we at today? Down a smidge, 84. Let's look at the longer term. I want to get into the 1 year. Yike, yuck. Oh, that's just ugly, 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 ugly. No, sorry, Spartacus, or kimchi bacon. Now, that being said, I see where you're getting some signs of hope because it did hit 83.36 for this low, and now we're seeing a begin of a turn. But I don't like this turn down again here, right here today. And so, to me, it looks like we might see them try to come after this to drop it even more tomorrow. And this doesn't look good. I tell people all the time, stay away from falling knives, and that looks like a falling knife. And I don't like Disney anyway. I'm going to tell you why. I don't like what they're starting to portray, the morals and things that they're starting to portray with their LGBTQ platform being so solid, and the fact that they are all behind gender changing and this and that. And some of the stuff I've even watched on some of their movies lately disgusted me. I don't want to watch girls and women kissing each other on a Disney flick. I'm sorry. It doesn't appeal to me one single bit. I'll go watch some porno if I'm interested in that. Hopefully I can use that word and not get desensitized or closetized or monetized, whatever the freaking word is. All right. Who told you we were going to run up higher here going into the close today? It wasn't going to be a splash close today. And golly, Sean Shaw, you are making a ton of money today on this, I know. And so is Gary, who hasn't been here in a while. And it might be I'm losing some of these other folks because I'm having troubles with these disconnections frequently. But we'll get them back one day. They'll come back into the fold, hopefully, when we get all these problems with the service solved here, and we won't have these periodic down times that we're seeing frequently every day now, sometimes 4 and 5 times a day. I have to reboot everything and restart my live feed, but it's that important to me. Kimchi, Soundhound, AL, got potential, hit 3. Soundhound, okay? All right, I'm with you. I'm looking at these things here. I'm looking, and I'm going to pay attention. Let me see here. All right, yep, Sound, dadgummit, I got my caps lock on. Soundhound, okay. I'll look at it. And I don't know what that is. But I'm going to look at it because I look at everybody who makes a suggestion because we're all looking for runners. Soundhound, there it is. Boom, top 1. All right, that's a nice price on that. Let's look at the 6 month. Certainly a lot of headroom left here. You're talking a $2 gain possibility here. Here's still, yep, plus. But boy, what happened? What was all this negative? Why all the red? What in the world's been going on with this company here, Kimchi? Why the rundown so hard? But the same thing could be said for SOFI. Why has it tumbled so much? Well, it was worked down on purpose, and maybe the same thing applies to this one. I like this one. That looks very good. I'm going to write this one down. And that will be one I'll share with my folks too. I like it a lot. SOUN. Yep, that looks good. Now, let's look at some other things with this stock. Okay, we're going over here. Statistics. Shares outstanding is low, 203 million. That's good. Float, 196 million. That's a big float. 9% held by insiders. That's encouraging. Very low institutional ownership on it. Let's look over here. Balance sheet. Total cash, 115 million. Debt, 73. All right. That's okay. They can pay it. Total debt, 190.46. Okay. Operating cash flow, folks, look here. Negative 80 million operating cash flow. Careful of this because they might want to try to get some more cash, and they can do a share disbursement to do that sometimes. So that's the only one I'm a little concerned about on that what I looked at there. I'll just say it flat out. But Spartacus, VC is my view for day trade, okay? All right. So, but I want to thank you for all of these because I actually like this one here, and I wrote it down, SOUN, and I think I might want to pick some of this up. I'm going to keep a very close eye on this tomorrow morning at 10:30 time. And I want to do something here. Let's go to the chart on this one, and let's look at what they did and have been doing to this stock. I'm going to go back here, and I want to go to they came at it right out of the gate, just like us. So they're attacking this because it's making a nice move, and they don't have any option but to run it to that low. Let's look at the historical data, what the low was yesterday. 237, 249. Looks very good here, folks. 214, 232, 237, 249. I like it. It's a good pick right there. Very nice. Good pick. Good choice. I like that one a lot. Thank you very much for that one there. Kim Chi Bacon. Nice call there. All right. VC. Let's go look at it. VC. But I like this OHI too. I like that. That looks pretty good. Let's go to VC stock. Folks, you get over here and you watch his channels with us. You can pick up some of these nice ones people are picking up. VC stock Yahoo. What happened? What happened? What happened to VC stock? There we go. VC. This is not for the weak of heart. You got to have some money to get into this one. 138.49. Looking at the 6 month. We're looking for ones that we can get in. There you go. Again, looks like it hit the bottom right here and it's plateauing. We might see some consolidation, or we could see an effort at a double bottom move. I don't see anything below this right here. This is the closest thing to it right there, 138.39. And look at it right now, 138.40. What do you know? And folks, from 138.39, this thing went up to 139.39. Okay, just showing you, and made it to the top here when it hit what is this here? 139.49. Okay. This isn't going to make you a lot of money over a short time period span. Okay, I can tell you that much right now. It isn't going to happen. I don't think so. Now, I can definitely see a very similar looking right here drop to there before this nice pop. And then we saw the same sort of thing here drop, and it's starting to, but this is the same, very similar looking. So this could make a move from the 135s up to around 151 from where we are right here, because this right here looks a lot like what's happening here. And that right there looks a lot like what happened right there. Am I right? Are you with me? So there's a good possibility on that one for a move up from here. So I agree, but don't go heavy, heavy, heavy. Lightly tread. Lightly tread is what you want to do. All right. Now we're going to go back to SoFi, because this is one we want to pay more attention to. I want to be on this. SoFi, SoFi, SoFi. Well, how did I get over here and go that far? I didn't even know I went that in depth into that. But I did. And now we're going to go back to SoFi, hopefully. There we are. Yay. We're back around full circle to SoFi. Thank you all 16 here with me looking while I look at these other winning stocks that you could be buying into and making money on, right? All of us. Cha-ching. And what a nice run today again on SoFi that I am not surprised one single little teeny tiny bit by. And I've told everybody that already. I am anticipating off the 789 to 30 to 35, or maybe in as high as a 50% run. And all we're really waiting for here is more news. A bull market is coming. That's all we got 8 hours ago from Motley Fool. Nothing happened here with SoFi as far as any damaging reports, because there is nothing else they can do to this to damage it at this stage. They've tried and they've tried to show you their downgrades to scare you out, and no one's fallen for any of those. They're not down to 7. They're not down to 750. They're not going to be there. They hit that 789. That was as close as they came. And then off we go, folks. You can forget about it. No 6s are coming back for any of you folks hoping to get back in at 6 again or to short here and get 6 coming to you. Don't do it. My suggestion is don't be foolish, okay? Follow the institutions that are coming in here daily now and follow them closely. We're looking at BTI up again a percent as shown, and that was one that was called by our friend Spartacus. Upstart UPST has made a nice move in pulling off a little bit of the profits here this afternoon, but that's to be expected. DNA, look at that. Look at that. DNA at 226.99. I called it, folks. I told you 227 now. DNA was a nice move yesterday and a nice one again today. Spartacus, what do you think? Man, I know you made some money on it yesterday, but it'll hold a little longer, and that baby's right on up. My friend Double K was correct on that one for sure. I expect to see SoFi make a very nice, strong close here from the close and after the bell. I think it's going to keep climbing because people are starting to see this now. They're seeing the pattern. They're seeing the change. They're seeing the direction. And look at the NASDAQ up another 68 to get. Nothing huge, but all these gains are moderate and steady, and that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Let's go to this NASDAQ chart. Look at it on the 1 year. Oh, yeah. You can see, and I've shown people here before, this drop from right here at 12.2 that made it fall all the way to 11.8. And then right now, look at this drop from 14.2 down all the way to 13.2, 1,000 points. It's the same as this one here. From 12,200 to right here, 12,200 to 11,138, a 1,060 point drop, and here was a 1,061 point drop. I've shown people the math on this, and after this drop of 1,060, this thing went up 20%, folks. And look where we are now today, okay? Very, very, very similar looking, except here it was a gradual herky-jerky down. They just ran it flat out down this time. Almost no pullback up at all. And then hit that bottom and wham slam. My portfolio in 2001 was just years when I took a big fall that year. Okay. I'm with you, Spartacus. Cookies code 51. I heard August and September are the worst times in the market. Well, they usually are, but Biden's been such a horrible effect on the market that now it's turning around and we can see all changes. And right here, you're seeing what's happening in this market now from August into September. It's already making a nice rise. And from here, folks, this drop that I just tell you is mimicking this drop right here. They're virtually the same. Look at the two tips right here and then the big drop. And look at the two tips right there and then the big drop. And then look at the pop off of that, 20% gain. And here we have history repeating itself, it seems. We'll see. Yep. So let me get over here. I hear you, Spartacus. And I want to see what you said. My portfolio in 2001 was just 4 years when I took a big fall that year. Oh, I hear you, man. It can be devastating sometimes. Cookie code 51. Yep, thumbs up. I see you. Yep, Yep. But folks, what I'm showing you here now, this NASDAQ pattern, doesn't that look very similar from February 2nd? And by the way, that was the day that SoFi hit a high of 824 after coming up from 424 to 824. It hit a high on that date and then dropped back to 445 from 824. All right, big plays on our stock. And then that was the very bottom right there. Right there. You can look at it. May 15th, right around that time, that SoFi hit its very, very bottom. 424 on that. So isn't that interesting? That February 2nd date. I pointed that out to you folks. I'm going to show you. Look down here. This is how well I know this stock. I know it like the back of my hand. February 2nd. I've done so much research on it. Here it is, February 2nd. Where is it? No, I'm almost there. We're January. There we go. Look at that, 824, right? 824. Look at the low back here, right here at 424. All right? How do you like that? How did I know that number? Because, like I said, I've been following this a long time, and the high there had fallen from 613, right? Right? 613 all the way down to 424. The lowest this stock has ever been right there you're looking at on December the 28th. Right? So there you go, folks. All of it, you can see it how it unfolded. When you look at here, there was the date, February 2nd. And then look at this, March 10th. April, May is when we really got killed here on SoFi. May right here, May 15th. But look what's happened with the rest of the market. Hey, here we go. What's the volume right now? My alarm is going off. We're going to hit the stop button. And we want to mark down what the volume is here and now on SoFi. So I like for folks to be here with me and pay attention to what I'm showing you with this overall market, the NASDAQ, and what we're seeing now. They look very, very similar as the moves begin up. And after that, by the way, 1,000-point drop, there was a 20% gain. I expect the same. Spartacus, a question for you. What would happen if Russia sends a nuclear bomb to Ukraine? Well, I think that we'd see a very swift and sudden retaliation. And if it was going to be a nuclear bomb that was sent there that dropped on Ukraine, it would be what is known as a limited yield. It's not anything like what we've seen over the history of it. It would take out smaller areas because it's a limited yield. Strategic, they say, to limit civilian casualties. Okay, that's to limit the civilian casualties. And but it's just a pitiful war over there in Ukraine. I hope that doesn't happen. I surely do, Spartacus, because if that does, I think there will be a swift and similar response of a limited tactical response. Quick and swift, by the way. It wouldn't be long if that mistake were made by the Soviet Union, and I don't think they're going to make it. I think it's a total bluff. The market's what happened. Yep. Right, yep, absolutely. And folks, what we're going to see here now is, my opinion, is a surpassing of yesterday's volume here in the last 9 minutes. We were at 24, now we're at 23.8. We're going to go by it. It's going to be bad news for the shorts to see this volume climbing as the price goes up. This is horrendous for them. I can tell you right now, they do not want to see it. I want to thank you all. We have to be prepared, says Spartacus. We must be prepared. Yep, I agree. We have to be prepared for everything. Don't be caught off guard. I am. I have a surplus of food in my basement here, folks. I have enough food. All of it's labeled with dates on it, the lids, the mayonnaise jars, and everything. We rotate it out and put in new into the back. We keep rotating it to the front and taking. And what's cool about having a massive stash of food is that you never run out of anything at home. You never run out of anything. Never run out of paper, no toilet paper, no sugar, no salt, no nothing. Never run out of it. If you've got it all backed up down there, that's another benefit to having a preparation and a storage place for your food. Cookies Code 51. I hope we stop sending all our armor over there. It's good to help, but that's not fighting the fight for them. Yes. And here's the thing that confuses me. Why, if they're giving all this military aid to them in the way of armaments, do they need all that money that they're getting from us? Where's that money going? What are they buying with it is what I want to know. Now, I know there's going to be a restoration period, but why would you start restoring now in the middle of the war? What is all that money needed for at this stage of the game? I just don't understand it. The military arms are being given to them by other countries, just being shipped in trains and stuff, coming to them free of charge, folks. They don't have to buy it. Why do we have to keep throwing all this money in there with it? I don't get that part. And we don't have any way to track all of this money that's going over there. We already know what's happening with the money from the Chinese to the people that are running our country, Sleepy Joe, don't we? Right? So we don't have any idea where that money's going to, and once it gets filtered over there through whatever else it does, maybe it's coming right back in here to some people. You don't know. You don't have any idea. They're not tracking it, folks. They're not even tracking where all the money is that we're giving them. The billions and billions and billions of dollars is not being tracked, just like all the people coming in this country. The follow-up calls, over 60% of them, 67% of follow-up calls on people who've come in this country don't even get responded to. They don't answer the phone. We don't know where they are. We don't know what they're doing. We have no clue, folks. Kimchi, the only thing that is rising is the debt. That's right. Go look at the national debt clock. It's amazing to see that we're spending $1 million every 40 seconds in debt. That's what I calculated last. Every 40 seconds, $1 million in debt. And by the way, how are you paying your taxes going to help that out? If you owe $10,000 over in taxes, what is that going to do to a $40 million every 40-second debt accumulation? And people, after a while, they might just decide, man, I don't know why I'm even paying this. I'm not saying you shouldn't. Don't get me wrong. But there might be many who start to get just fed up with the whole thing and just go, you know why? Here I am paying my dues, but our country isn't paying theirs. And I always ask this question. Who wants to answer this question for me? Who do we owe the money to? Who in the hell do we owe all these trillions of dollars to? I've asked this question at least 5 times on my channel here. I'm still looking for an answer. We had one that said that I thought was probably the most, and that would be the Greens. I think they said the lizard people. Who do we owe all this money to that we're indebted so heavily to? Where is that debt? Who is holding the note? That's what I want to know. Nobody seems to be able to answer that question. And as far as I know, it might just be some arbitrary given out number that doesn't mean a effing thing. I don't know that, but I'm just kind of curious. I still don't know who we owe the money to. Who gets the money when we're paying it out? When we're paying back what part of the debt we're paying back, who are we paying it to? Who is carrying the U.S. note? The World Bank? I guess that might be it. Don't see anybody saying anything. Nobody's offering. No one ever does. No one ever seems to know. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows where our money's going. It's being sent over there to the Ukraine. And why in the shit they need billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars when we are suffering here and going trillions and trillions in debt. It just doesn't make sense. And I agree with you 100%, Cookie's Code. It's a mess. It's a freaking mess. It is. Yep. But I want to thank all of you that are here with me right now, that have been in here and are chatting with me and sharing with me, and all of you that have come back over while I've been cut off so many times today and come back to me. I appreciate your showing up and watching this stock price just go right on up. Pay attention to the gain, folks. 3.19%. I'm showing you this gain. I'm highlighting. Look at it there. See it? 3.13 at 873, folks. And I've told you, and we've had somebody who's bet me some push-ups here. We're already over the 872. Watch out. Yep, 10 of them. He says push-up bet, 868 close. Well, we're over that. If we're below that, I'm doing my 11. But if we're not, somebody's going to be getting in shape, Jacob. Let me go ahead and maybe we should get your pad out. Jacob, you got one of those little yoga pads to do your push-ups on? Jacob, I got news for you. If you got a yoga pad to do your push-ups on, that would disqualify you. No, absolutely. You didn't see me doing my push-ups in the form and shape that I did on this wooden floor, laminate, I'll add. You didn't see me doing those push-ups on any pad. I was on the floor, folks. And the reason I point out that it would disqualify you for using a pad if you're using one is because off of that pad, that rubbery cushy gives you a bit of a bounce, doesn't it? Just a little put down and blink and bouncy up. Bouncy, bouncy. So we're taking that away from you. If you're thinking about using a pad, forget about it. And that reminds me of a good joke I'm going to share with you all. I hope you enjoy it. About a lady that was having that time of the month. She was not real certain because she was quite young, didn't know what was going on, and hadn't ever experienced it, didn't know what to do. Went to the grocery store. They call it Eckerd Drugs, but it's a drug store. CVS might be a similar store or something like that, okay? If you have Rite Aid or whatever. Went to the section looking through all these things for the feminine protection. She goes, picks 2 out and comes to the counter, and she wasn't sure. And the lady gets there and she says, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. I have this thing called the Maxi Pad, and I've got one called the Mini Pad, and so I'm not really sure. And then and it happened to be that the person that was there at the counter happened to be a colored individual, spoke with a little bit of a colored accent. Sometimes, there's a little bit of difference between some of the language there, and a breakdown sometimes can occur even. And that's what happened here, because the lady that was at the counter said, well, what's your flow like? And the girl said, well, my flow's linoleum. What's that got to do with it? There you go, folks. I see you over here, Kim Chi. Thank you for your participation. I can't read what you got because it covers it up, so I'm going to say, okay, Kim Chi. Kimchi. All right, now I can see what you said. Let's see. Okay, Kim Chi, it says, it's a simple mess. Where'd he go? Oh, he had already said something there, and I missed it way up here. The only thing that is rising is the debt. I got it. Cookies Code 51. Yep, got a smile. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, very good. Yes, it simply is a mess. And it's going to be a mess for these shorts with a close at $8.74 today. And I told you there'd be no splash close today. And folks, don't be surprised if we see the price at $8.73 when I refresh this page now that the bell is rung at 4 o'clock, because they load in their sell orders, usually a penny below, sometimes 2, even 3. They load them up here to try to dissuade people after hours from coming in. So let's see what we get right now. But if it's up, then look out, people, because it'll be just like yesterday. And folks, it is still staying at $8.74. And to me, just like I said yesterday, after we had the closing and it held a minute after and was not down, I said, uh-oh, that's a bad sign for them. It's going to be up in after hours. And sure enough, it continued to rise up with 6 cents in after hours yesterday. And I expect to see the next year, that'll put us, what, at $8.80? And by the way, $8.74, I'm sorry about your luck there, but you better hit the floor at $8.74, because I said we were going to be, it was at $8.72 or maybe $8.73. I said we're going to be higher, and we didn't see at $8.68, my friends. So, hey, get on it, man. Get on it. I want to watch. I wish I had a way to watch, but I believe you, Jacob. I believe all 10 of them were going to be done here. He says push-up bet at $8.68 close. Oh, my goodness gracious. Man, you're going to start learning. I paid the last time the piper. Now it's your time. Your turn to pay the piper, because no $8.68, my friend. And that is good for all of us, every single one of us. I want to thank you for being here and watching what I showed you. And what I showed people today was very interesting, wasn't it? Let's look at this last part of the closing. Cookies Code 51. See you all tomorrow. Spartacus, I sold at $8.75. Tomorrow's another day. All right. There you go. $8.75. Beautiful. Tomorrow is another day. A nice move. And my thinking is you might be able to get this tomorrow lower, Spartacus, at either 11:15. From there down to 11:30, even mid 12 o'clock tomorrow, but you might not. You might not ever see it get back to that number. This thing might spike tomorrow on this news that's going to be coming, that could come out even now in after hours. We could see it spike. I'm going to get here and I'm going to do the one day. I want to reuse this. I want to look at the volume that came in the last minute or two. Jacob Rabeker. Yep. Jacob, you working up a sweat? Look at this closing, everybody. All 14 of you that are still here with me, look what happened in the last freaking 8 minutes. Green, 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 all green. Every green from 348 on. Every single candlestick green. Up, 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 up. Who called that? Who called that? You know who called it. And it's not because I'm being boastful or proudful or anything like that. It's because I'm grateful to the good Lord for showing me what he showed me and what I've been able to show others, that some of them have doubled their money now on this stock. There's the 1 penny below at 403. It's exactly what I call. See, folks, this thing gets to be so normal and so predictable that it really is almost too easy. Like I said, it's like catching fish right out of a barrel, right? It's like shooting ducks with their feet frozen into the pond and they can't even fly. Okay, that's what it's like. Similarly, and folks, you saw that 873. This is an effort of dumpity pump, dumpity dump after the afternoon's run. Look at this, up 3.31%. There's a number there. There's one of their numbers. Pay attention, folks. Pay attention to the little subtleties. And what we're doing here is seeing history repeat itself. History repeat itself. And I already showed people going back to May the 15th. And you can see here, look at all these days of this thing on the highs. A higher high, higher high, higher high, down a penny, higher high, down a little, higher high, 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 higher to 1023. Woo! Goodness gracious, this sounds like a skipping record, doesn't it? This stock does not give me dividends. Then I do some to buy more stocks dividends. I got you, Spartacus, I'm with you, my friend. It does not pay dividend yet. Right? Not yet. There sure may come a day. There may come a day, and if that announcement pops, boy, howdy, what do you think this thing goes to then? Or where does it end up if this thing breaks out and says that we're going to spin off Galileo, right? This is a company they paid millions and millions for, and I can guarantee you that that's probably in the cards, and they'd be smart to do so. So thank you all for being with me here today. I know that we're going to have some people dropping off, but I am sure happy to see, and I'm actually almost happy to see them doing this again, because this just means more money being thrown away by them, just chasing that bad money, going after the good. It's the same thing. It's good now going after bad. And I've already told you that since the price was $7.89, almost $1 less than we are now. And when the price was at $4.50, where we're at $4.24 over that close today. So thank you all for being here with me. I'm very, very grateful. All of those that were picked out for stocks we might want to look at, Disney was one. It is definitely near the bottom, it looks like, after this trouncing, and it's trying to turn around. On the 1 day you can see, but the 5 day, there has been some gains here, but this isn't going to run real huge for you folks. If you get in on this, I just be cautious of it, looking at this 6-month chart in the 1 year. It looks like they still have a target on their head. So I could be wrong, but I'm out with that one. And this one here, Viston, I'm out with this one. Visteon Corporation, I see that it looks like it's at the bottom. I did see that. And this was one that was brought up, VC. But me, I'm not that compelled to get in on that one. Even though I think that as the 6-month chart shows, it's been resistant to this below here at this bottom. And it could run off of that and come up here to 151 from the 135. So it's got a possibility for about a $15 move to the upside if it stays with this pattern and pops. Stays where that pattern pops, maybe. But right here, be careful with it, folks. That's all I say about that one. VC. Okay? Walt Disney, stay away is my guess. Still looks like it has a target on its head. Coming over here, we're going to get to this one. GES. A nice call out today and a nice little pop on that one. Looking back on this one, you can see that it's really right at the high here that it's had before, and eclipsed that now. So we could see this really go right on off. So that's a good one. I like GES. I'm going to write that one down too. GES. I also liked SOUN that was brought up by our friend here, Spartacus, and I like that one a lot. BTI is obviously a good play. I have already told you, folks, this is a tobacco company. They're not going to reduce the price on cigarettes. Upstart, how did it end up today? Nice, a 4% gain. Very good, very solid, very, very good. DNA ends up at 225.50. And will we see it continue in the after hours? I don't know if that one moves in the after hours. Yep, they're taking it down a little. Yep. And we had some people tell us the bottom is here on this 1 year on Pfizer. So good. Maybe it is. But I would be careful because I don't catch falling knives. So, but we're going to watch that one, Pfizer. We'll come back and check that one again. Now we're looking at this one. IEP made a nice strong close. It was up today nicely. Looking at the 1 month, it's been trounced down. Day. Wow, Guess is really doing something. Wow, Guess is really doing something. All right, let's go look. We'll go take a look at them here. GUESS. Guess Incorporated, I guess is what you're calling. But okay. I don't know if that's what you were saying or if you're just saying, wow, Guess is really doing something. That's not much of a do. That they got took right back down to where their gains were. And so if that's the one you're talking about, but let's go look at the 6 month. So yeah, oh man, an escalation big time off of that low at 18.18. So that's a very, very fast jump. And why? Let's see, Zacks Industry, why Guess stock was up this week. Do Guess's earnings warrant your action? Well, they must have beat the street. Let's go over here. Yeah, they beat the street, but nothing compared to how much SoFi has in the past. And look at this thing just escalate off. It doesn't have that many haters. It's not in a category or in a group of banks that are so cutthroat and ruthless and want to take you out. That's what it is. You don't have so many institutional bankers trying to take you down by putting out downgrades and stuff and attacking it while they own 58 million shares of it. That's not the same as what we have going on with the SoFi business. These people are being attacked every single day, almost. But they're accumulating. The institutions are piling in on it, and that's all we care about. Follow the money, people. Follow the dang money. And did we go past yesterday's volume? That'll be horrible for them if we did. And yes, we did. 25,789. And look at here, 1724. And look at the number here, 17,488.7. I mean, look at this number here, 24,084, 24,487, 25,789. And that is not a huge climb in volume to push us up 3%, people. That's got to be very disheartening for the shorts. I sure would be. I'd be like, God dang, man, how are they going to stop this thing with this volume getting higher every day? And they're not. And they're not. They're not going to stop it till it's gone up 30% from that low of 789. All right? And it may even be 40%. And it could be 50%. It could be. The highest gain we've seen so far in a run-up off of a low so far, and I have it all on the sheet of paper right here, the largest gain we've seen so far was a 56.5% gain. And that was Chia Pansy Day, May the 15th, to a month later, June the 14th. 0.5% gain in less than 1 month, people. Cha-ching. All right? So, thank you for being here with me day. I appreciate it. I know that there are many people who don't get a chance to come here during the regular hours. And so I thank you for making your comments and being here and dropping in after work even. That's cool. And some people don't get, like I said, a chance to check out what I'm here to say and talk about. But what I'm here to talk about recently is the fact that this dang stock from on this date that I've showed everybody here, going back to this date right here, November 1st, that was an earnings call for the third quarter of 2022 where they beat the street. And folks, from that date, I've tracked it, and it was 15.9% up from the day before that earnings call. It went up 15.9% on that earnings. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Here we go again with this stupid freaking stream health going out on me. It's absolutely disgusting. Poor now, it says. Why poor after freaking 4 o'clock? Is everybody getting home from everything and coming on and shoving up my channel? I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm sorry. I guess I'm going to call it a day, folks. When it starts getting like this, I'm going to call it a day. I'm out of here. I will not take another signal loss. I'm out of here for today, folks. Thanks for your support. Cheers. And I might do a video later this evening, but I'm going to call that what it is. And folks, I thank you all for being here. We went back to excellent just now. Just jumped back into excellent because I'm not going to take, like I said, I'm not going to take another takedown. Signal loss. I'm out of here for today, folks. Thank you for the support. Cheers. All right, well, stream is healthy. And it says that we had an error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. That's such buffering. But folks, look at this. Stream is healthy. Error. No data. No data. Stream is healthy. Error. Stream is healthy. So starting 137, no data got cut off. Stream is healthy at 139. Kevin Ward, cheers is spelled cheers. I know. I missed it. I misspelled it. But I just, that's a typo. Spartacus, what is it? IPR? Okay, whatever. Or IPR. I know I've looked at that. All right, we will. I want to thank you for being, hey, bro, but thank you. I didn't even get a chance to give you a thanks, man. Jeez, oh, peace. Everybody pouring in here on top of you didn't get to. Thank you for being here, KW. I appreciate it. And you see what's going on with SoFi. Another day up 3%. And I've been calling this since the price was at $4.67, where I bought at $4.66. And folks, you can all see it just going right on up, day by day by day by day. And so congratulations, everybody who came in with me in the mid-4s, who've now doubled your money on this stock almost. And I want to say thank you for all being here. CIIPR, Kevin Ward, yeah. Thank you. By the way, Kevin Ward, Award Design, Cabinetry, State of Florida, Central. You cannot beat his quality. You cannot do it. It doesn't matter how hard you tried to find someone who could build better cabinets and better quality and the perfect professional method of operation. This company's been in business for decades, and folks, I want you to know they know how to make cabinetry at the highest standard, the highest level, the highest grade. They can make others for people that want to prefer others, but if you want top of the line and you can't be beat, that's where you're going, folks. A. Ward Design. Look it up on Google. You can find them there. A. Ward Design Cabinetry, and they're out of the Central Florida area. Winter Haven, my hometown, and the home of the Red Sox when I was a little kid. So I want to thank you all for being here with me today and sharing in this fun. I'm trying, Spartacus, to read what you're saying there. It almost looks IPR. I can't see it. It almost looks like there's 3 I's or double IPR or whatever. But this is IPR before IEP. You got all these ETFs and stuff. All right, I'll try it. IIPR stock, Yahoo. I don't know if that's what you're saying. Okay, I don't know if that's it. IIPR, there it is. I got it. Yes, it was indeed, and it looks like it's making a nice move. Yep, 6.9%. Nice call there again, Spartacus. But I want to know where you bought it. Did you buy this thing when it was down here at freaking $78 and now you're up to 84? Or are you just showing it to us because it sprung forward and it's on the top leaderboard? Because, you know, it's easy to go along and pick ones off the leaderboard every day. I can do that myself. I can go over to Market Chameleon and it'll tell me the highest volume, highest movers every day too. So I can do that, but I don't do that. I want people to show me the bottoms when it's at the lowest so we can buy it at the low, not at the highs where we are like this one is, unfortunately. And I would not be buying it here. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't. And I like what I see here on this nice little